What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Now if you and your legend shoot this up to 10, the airways belong to Disciple and the war chief blend. First digest the heat from my toaster. Blast, cotton can't last on your block out the class.
Yeah, digging on the Sheba, tapping on the Sheba, singing they want sunset, cotton you want nuts and the ass whipping, and feel it when it kick in. Never juggle satin, coolie coda can't blow. Coolie how is how I pump when the convincers in my clutch. Your murder one sung it then hush.
The
Hollywood.
awakening, how much notes are we raking in? The more we vision, you ain't fit for this division. So put the splits on it. Tell your Foxy put her lips on it. It's murder one when the
I'm
stones
trying
on
to
it.
tell you now, the copper here from the 3 o'clock and a something terrible that happen when you fall shatting. No counterfeit, never dug the sound a bit low. Cold toss the out, razor candy cut what? Low sugar streets where the hustle crossing catch me. My kin looking like Flint about to boogie.
Inside Sheba sugar walls trying to landscape pleasure. I face the north in the north face bubble feather. Stone tribe jungle life diamond crook campus. Destined for Sugar City and we copping Willie
I
Stampers.
got you wide. I keep you wide. I got you wide. I keep you wide. Once the heat is on, you know that mean the war chief's in. Melting ice grills from the Ace Boone and Mac 10. Eldorado R and a sparkling Chevrolet. All the dough sacks until I see no
It ain't no such thing as 3 o'clock. I cruise the block in my snorkel. A tiny link swing, 6 figures. I'm trying to see it, so I'm coasting. Sipping on some clear patch of potion, got me tipsy. Waiting for some sugarine to hit me. This is living. Screeching through the cracks of Hell's Kitchen, talking dynamite slang in my wheels while I'm brick
Check the
pitching.
crumb crusher, terror, sugar love out of sight. Double modern block bus, EG gray airtight. And the war chief pulling the old brown sugar con through the doorway. A sugar hit the stairway and down.
I can dig it. Can you dig it? Diamonds glow. Geechee stay fresh in the flesh, dice fro. We Thundercats, it's all about stash in the coffee. Butter dripping off me. I talk it like I walk it on uptown grounds. Jungle champ compounds where the law's always found and war chief run the
The
town.
last cards was dealt, so is the last hander. Scat cats from the sugar flats, low bander. Running revs, pulling coats to the counterfeited. Shy catch you on the rebound, sweet and low digging.
To be honest, my nigga, the block probably was my first love. Crazy when they don't love you back, though. Uncommon. The quarterback in the huddle, I call the audibles. We all been through the struggle, I shine for all of us. My nigga locked in that system, he never call it much. Serving life in that prison, to God call him up. On jumpsuit, chop bricks like it's kung fu. Write her name on that visit, she never come through. To death do us part, that's what he thought. Would've been scot-free, told on the squad. If you talking respect, then they yearn the utmost. First they love you, then hate you, man, where the love go? Life lesson, they tell us the kind of blessings. Ain't life a bitch when I fuck her, I'm mad aggressive. Tried college, then make it the first semester. They tell me follow my heart, some shit you just never question. Drug charge, I got a stain on my record. If you talking about cheddar, then pay me extra, uncommon. First they love you, then hate you, man, where the love go? I guess they don't love me no more. I'm uncommon. First they love you, then hate you, man, where the love go? Tears in his eyes, he threw the just a finger. Mama did what she could, still no complaining. Selling all of your dope, got us on datings. From a section with niggas, a test your gangster. R.I.P. Joe McKnight, my motivation. In the ghetto, the blood stain on the pavement. 9 racks for a 9-piece, they don't know that language. It's all good, man, they hate when you wanna roll the greatness. Like Shaq and Kobe and Robert Ory, the old 3 Lakers. Never selling my soul, just want my 40 acres. The boy flow, hungry like his belly aching. Now we driving foreigns to our destination. They tell me I'm the one like I'm Tracy McGrady. We all had hustle, just had like a vacation. Fell in love with Mary Jane, that's forever my lady. Try and throw my dog a bag like I'm Tom Brady. First they love you, then hate you, man, where the love go? I guess they don't love me no more, I'm uncommon. First they love you, then hate you, man, where the love go?
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy going. Much respect, respect. Welcome back to another episode of Smitty's Corner, aka Lighthouse _ 301. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy going. So, much respect to the family. Let's go ahead and talk about a few things for the evening. So, I want to go ahead and talk about something I already know. This ain't gonna be too popular, but I had to think. I was really sitting back thinking to myself, like, do you not want to do this just because you're fully aware people are gonna dismiss it, or do you still want to do it because you know it's necessary and needs to be spoken about and done? Well, we're here. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy kicked off. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to another episode of Smitty's Corner, aka Lighthouse _ 301. Much respect to you all. So what we're going to talk about this evening is we're going to talk about depression. We're going to talk about breakdowns. We're going to talk about, emotional intelligence. We're going to talk about all of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. Now, before I do, I must ask you, how are you doing? How's your headspace? And how's this day been treating you? Just in case nobody else asked you. Now, again, this is not going to be a fun live, but I'm going to talk about a lot of things in my personal life that I normally don't. I'm going to share some things that I hope would go ahead and help somebody else. For the longest time now, I haven't been sharing too much of anything because this space has shown me that it's not safe to do so. But then I had to think to myself, what's really my mission? Like, am I going to just keep on allowing the fact that at any moment somebody can use what I say against me, on me? Or do I just go ahead and stand in my convictions? And do I just simply talk about what it is my life is about? What's going on with me? Right? So, of course, I do have a couple clips for us, but honestly, this is really one of those lives where I just want to rap with y'all, man. I just want to talk with y'all, right? That's all. I just want to talk to y'all real quick. So let's go ahead and kick this bad boy off. So, first and foremost, as we're speaking about something that is involved with, I guess, what we would call depression, right? What's going on? Who that? Oh, that's Sunkiss. What's up with you, girl? What you say? What you say? Yeah, like what? Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. We gonna get into all of that. I'm about to talk about all of that right there, Sunkiss. I see you right there in the chat because I'm looking at my other device. We're about to talk about all of that. So I mean, even to kick it off. All right. So I remember I was about, if I was to start my story off with it, my story starts off at about 12 years old. Now, mind you, I know this is going to be very, very difficult for a lot of people to maybe recognize and or believe, but did you know that me, yes, me, Mr. He always cuts people off. He always talks too much. You're long-winded. I didn't really start talking till I was about 13, 14 years old. I don't mean I couldn't talk. I mean, I was just quiet. I just never really had anything to say. But I've always been overwhelmed with what I felt inside of myself. I've always been very, very overwhelmed with that. You smell me now? Let me go ahead and look at this right here. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm keeping up with what's going on. I be doing all of that. Hold on, let me see. So you can't stop talking shit to me. Hey, go ahead with that right there. Go ahead with that, okay? All right. Much respect to you, Sunkiss. Now I see you here in the building, fam. Much respect. But nah, real talk though. I just want to holler at folks real quick. So it's like mine started off. I didn't start talking until I was about 13. And I just really didn't speak. I've always been a very, very quiet, but very creative kid. So I remember my parents, they went on ahead and they was like, we're going to try to see what's going on with you. Like, what's up with you? What's really happening, right? So I went on ahead and I got seen by a doctor. This doctor tries to put me on medication and all kinds of stuff. And, come to find out, I didn't really need none of those medications. It was a lot of things inside myself spiritually I was searching for. So as time goes by, I started to really get myself together when it comes to how I socialize. I started to go ahead and, I just decided to kind of like step up a little bit and speak more. And then, what I realized? I realized that it had nothing to do with my depression. More so, it had to do with I didn't feel right within myself. I didn't feel confident within myself growing up. I had a lot of insecurities growing up, a whole lot of insecurities, right? And so then along the way, what happens is I wound up, I got addicted to stuff, and I found myself, I was smoking weed at first. And then, I got into art real heavy. And when I got into art real heavy, I can't even front. That was like a real gift and a curse, because when I figured out how much of an artist I was, that's when I realized how deep within inside myself I can go. And once I realized how deep inside myself I can go, I was terrified at what I saw inside of myself. That's right. So then, what I started doing, man? I started realizing that, man, the weed by itself wasn't enough. So then I started drinking with it, I started drinking along with smoking. So I'm about 15 now. Mind you, I just started coming out of my shell and speaking more around 13 to 14, because I wasn't even talking all the way up to like the age of 12. So let's follow the timeline. So now I'm smoking weed by itself. That's it. I just smoke weed. But then I find myself around 17. So it's like, I say about 2 years later, now I'm drinking alcohol. Man, I started drinking alcohol, and you know, man, it numbed me more. But when I came back to, as far as like, when you sober up, it hit way harder. Like me coming back off of drinking alcohol was way worse. So now I move on, and I'm like, man, you know something? This ain't enough, because I've always been one. I've had so many damn thoughts in my head. I've always been one to not necessarily overthink, but I think too much. There is a difference. I don't overthink as far as my decisions in life. I know how to make my mind up. I think too much because I try to think of every single variable that can possibly be in life. And that shit messes with me. So now I'm trying to numb all of that. I want to like scatter all the voices. I just want to silence shit in my head. So what do? I'm smoking weed, I'm drinking, I start drawing. Smoking weed, I'm drinking, I start writing poetry. I'm smoking weed, I'm drinking, and I'm locked in my room. Let me see. 15. The hell, where were your parents at? Very active. Sun Kiss, let me help you out, beloved. Let me help you out with something right here, because this is something I believe that we get real twisted. Where the hell were your parents at? Right across the hall. Very much so prevalent and active. Sun Kiss, I stayed on punishment. I got caught every other time I did some shit I had no damn business doing. The fact is this. When you get to a certain age, and I didn't have parents that like smothered me. They allowed me to grow and experience life. Me looking back on it, I'm actually more thankful they did it that way and didn't try to force me in a certain direction, right? But nah, like, let me just say it like this. My parents couldn't stop every single thing I decided to do. Somehow, like, I would figure out how, whether it's on my way home from school. Like how they said, the kids that will bring a change of clothes with them, like, oh, well, you was dressing like that in school. Where were your parents? Their parents was right in the house with them. They were sneaking that shit. They had no business doing that. Nah, I wasn't bad. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if you get this or not. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just so extremely curious, and I went through an extreme stage of trying to find myself early. I went through that real early. The same trying to find yourself that a lot of these men and women go through in their late 20s, early 30s, even mid 40s and 50s. I went through that, let's say, midlife crisis, if you want to call it, like at the age of 15. And I've always been that advanced. I was trying to figure out who I was. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I was so vigorous in trying to figure out who I was, it was a little disturbing, because it's a lot of things I couldn't get right. It's a lot of things I got frustrated at because I just couldn't figure out right then and there. I just couldn't figure it out. You see? So, I mean, it's not even so much I was bad. To be honest with you, nah, I never was a kid that used to go around fighting. I got suspended from school a couple of times, but like never for nothing like real bad. I did a prank a couple times. That's why I got suspended. I got suspended for one fight and 2 pranks. No bullshit. My whole 12 years of grade school. I got suspended 3 times only. No bull. I wasn't a bad kid. I just didn't get great grades. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't do, exceedingly well in school. That's all. But nah, I was just one of them kids. It's just like I don't know. I just had to learn for myself. That's all. But as far as like being bad, nah, I actually wasn't. Nah, for real. I actually was a real quiet kid. I told you. I was real quiet. I stayed to myself. I was one of them kids. I had like just a small group of friends. Like I had like 4 or 5 friends, stuff like that. I never really was one to get bullied and picked on, but I never really did have a whole lot going on as far as that go. You smell me now? So just to clarify that, son, cause nah, believe it or not, I wasn't a bad kid. Sound like sound like my ass was bad, quiet and bad. Listen. I might have had a little nefarious ways within me. Okay, all right. Look. I'll give you that. Shit. Okay. All right. Hold on, son, kiss. I got you, fam. I ain't talk to your ass in a minute anyway. But anyway, nah. But you can ask any question you would like, son, kiss. There you go, right there. But nah, I have been a child that growing up. Now, mind you, I get later on down my life, and the weed, the alcohol wasn't enough. These things, they just wasn't doing it right. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this real quick. I got you, fam. Let me go ahead, pull her up the right way. Everybody give it up for the oh so lovely, the oh so beautiful, the oh so married with a happy family, Miss Queen Sunkiss.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children.
That's always funny.
What's up, Sunkiss? Talk to me, fam.
Now, how you gonna sit up here and say when you was getting crossfaded at 15, but you ain't bad? Get out of here.
Nah,
What you talking about?
But I ain't even really gone as far as I was about to go yet. Hey, real quick. Whatever that, I think if is your window down or something? Or...
That's my
Oh, okay. Yeah. Talk. Yeah, you know how to do it. Yeah, when you ready to say something. Nah, I experimented with drugs. I actually have. I experimented with drugs. You know what I'm saying? And just for the record, let me throw this out there right now. No crack, no heroin. Nah, neither one of those. Nah.
We're good.
Nah, no crack, no heroin. Just because I know people like, oh shit, spinning. No. Let's not get it. That don't get too excited now. But yeah, I found myself trying to find myself. And I was doing that through trying to find gateways of exploring myself. And then I found myself, I say about the age of 19. I graduated high school at 17. Now I'm 19 in college, Sunkiss. And for some stupid ass reason, my ass, while going back and forth to classes and everything, I decided to start smoking PCP.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's just, yeah. See, it depends on
what that was like.
It's like floating inside of a tie-dye shirt.
You like that shit?
Let me explain PCP to you. It's a extreme artist drug. When you smoke PCP, you see things you don't normally. You hallucinate. I'm just being real with you. It's basically like smoking mushrooms or acid. Just put it like that. But it's very intense. And again, this is all during the years of me trying to find myself, locate myself. I'm young. I'm trying to.
So like how you smoke this stuff? How you do that?
It's a bottle. It's a liquid. You have three forms in which you can do it. All right. So it's all PCP, but it comes in three forms. It comes in what's called a dipper, aka Dunkin' sticks. It also comes in the form of what we call a sack. It also comes in the form of love boat. I'll break them all three down briefly. A dipper, aka Dunkin' stick, is when you just take a cigarette, Newport, whatever you got, cigarette, and you just dip it in the liquid. You tilt it back, you pull on the filter, let the liquid come all the way through, then you light it up. It's flammable like lighter fluid and gas. So just because the cigarette got wet, no, it lights right up. It's flammable, real flammable.
Okay.
All right. Now, then you have another form. It's called the sack. The sack is when you take that same liquid. If you don't have a cigarette, you just go ahead and you pour it onto parsley and or oregano. And then you shake it up inside of a jar. You get it nice and soaked and wet, and then you roll that up like a joint. That's called a sack. Then you have the last version, which we're all familiar with, Love Boat, which is Smokey in the Pigeon Coop. We all know that scene. That is the combination of weed mixed with PCP. Dipper is cigarette, PCP. Sack is oregano and or parsley, PCP. And Love Boat is weed mixed with PCP specifically.
Now, why would you want to mix both of them together like that?
Actually, you know something, believe it or not, the less intense version is the one with the weed. That's the one that actually you kind of like still know who you are before you go off into space for a while, because it's one of those drugs where you go off for a while. You escape. It's an escape drug. And a lot of people may only want to make fun of what I'm saying right now, but I'm saying this as far as I was at a point where I just wanted to escape. And I had to learn, I had to figure out like, why did I just want to escape all the time? What was it about me that I loved myself so much, but I always wanted to leave my body? You see? But yeah, no, you said you got a lot of questions. Go ahead. What you got for me though? I can't. You gotta, yeah. Fix your mic. There we
You
go.
can't hear me?
There we go. Yeah, now I can. Now I can. You was muffled at first.
I said, how old are you at this point?
I'm 43 today.
You ain't 43 smoking PCP. I hope not. How old were you when you was smoking PCP?
Yeah. So those were between the years of, let's say, maybe between the years of like 18 to maybe like 27.
Oh, so you grown at this point.
Yeah, nah, you know how long ago that was? That was even before I went away to do my prison time. Like, that was.
Well,
That
what
was
you go
before
away
my
to do
kid.
that for?
I went away to prison because I had 11 and a half pounds of weed. No, I was just selling weed.
11 pounds of weed. What the hell?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, listen,
Oh, but you weren't bad.
Nah, see, there we go. Now one, you know what? I see how you trying to put that. I see how you trying. I got you. You dumb as shit. Nah, real talk. Nah. I really was. I was one of them quiet people. Like, basically, I got locked up for marijuana. Like, mind you, right? So
The quiet ones is the ones you got to watch. Them the ones that be doing shit. They know not to have no accomplice. They know.
hey, I ain't even going front. That is so me. I've never had a co-defendant. Anything I've ever, I do my shit solo dolo. When I did do it now, I did it solo dolo by myself. That's why I have no snitch allegations or anything, because anything I've ever been involved in, it was just me. That is a fact. And that's the safe way. As a matter of fact, most street dudes will tell you that's how you actually should do it if you want to be the safest about it. But I'm not about to tell people how to do the wrong thing the right way.
Why not?
Because I just rather how to tell you how to do the right thing the right way at this point in my life. You know, that's part of the growth, Sunkiss. You know, I learned there is no right way to do the wrong thing.
Yes, it is.
You just prolong the inevitable. I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned it the tough way. You just prolong the inevitable.
I guess, you know.
But nah, real talk. I mean, I don't know. Do you got like questions? Because I'm about to play this. Like, if you chilling with me for a second, because I got this video.
I'm off
See,
tonight,
listen.
so we good.
All right, bet. I'm about to play this video with Method Man, and he gonna talk. So I got a video with Method Man. Sunkiss, go on mute. Go on mute, please.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, so I'm about to play this because I don't want to be like raising my way. Yeah, there we go. I'm about to play this video with Method Man, and then I got this other video. So both of them, the Method Man is talking about his addiction with drugs and depression, and then there's another one I'm going to be talking about with all of you guys who say, well, I don't do drugs. Well, you know what else is a dopamine freaking problem? Yeah, social media, TikTok, the rewards and the curses, the benefits and the damages that, you know, all of this can bring about. So let's go ahead and let's have some fun with this like this. All right. Hey, I appreciate you being here. And don't you talk about some that can't say I ain't never showed up. Hey, you need to stop that, girl. Okay. I'm just saying that was my way of letting you know on the back end I miss my friend. Okay. I was just telling you I miss my friend. I was wondering where my friend was.
Sleep. She was sleep.
I ain't mad at you. Go ahead and get your sleep. But look though, talking about I wasn't bad. You was asleep, but you in the mirror talk about makeup and politics. Anyway, listen, don't even.
I'll be on my way to work.
All right, y'all. So with that being said, we gonna put Sunkiss on mute. Thank you, Sunkiss. With that being said, I digress. My mic is muted.
Oh, my bad. I was hungry. I'm trying to make a pizza.
All right. You know what's crazy? That's literally what I had tonight. I had pizza tonight. No bullshit.
Yep.
I had cheese pizza. That's it, y'all. Just cheese. Just cheese. We're gonna listen to this video right here. If there's anything that you want me to pause it on, Sunkiss, you let me know. I'm gonna be talking more about what's been going on with me and my life, so on and so forth, and just opening up a little bit more. But other than that, let's keep on going and let's rock out.
By the way, when a label says when you want to do a certain single, and the label is pushing for another single, but they let you get the single you want and shit, trust me, they are done with your ass. Finito with you. Don't do that. Let them get theirs. You'll have one after that. They'll give it to you, especially after it blows up, because I fought that all I need. And I fought it. I didn't want to put it out, because it was at a point now where when we were doing these shows and shit, Wu-Tang together, I would come out and be girl screaming. Now for me.
For the record, everybody, he's going to get into the addiction, I'll say, about halfway through this. This is about an 11-minute video. So y'all may be listening for something like, when is he going? What is he talking about? He's leading up to it, and I wanted to play through. All right, so let's just
11 minutes.
Yes, Sunkiss. Yeah, because I'm trying to get watch hours right now. Yes, yeah.
Don't pay me no.
I'm saying it straight up. Yeah. Everything else is done. I need watch hours, so I'm trying to fill in some time right now. Okay, so if I can extend something, I'm doing that. Do you get it now? Do you get it? Okay, all right. Gotta get these damn watch hours up so I get monetized. Damn it. Okay, let's go.
It's like, I'm grimy. Same clothes 3 days in a row, nigga. I ain't trying to fuck, you know. I don't want to go to sex symbol. I'm saying, who want to go the sex symbol route at this point?
Bro, you didn't understand what was going on?
I did understand.
So no, you didn't.
What? I'm telling you.
You know how many chicks' cribs I went to?
Sunkiss, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you believe that, you know, well, at least as a woman, let me ask you personally, have you ever had times in your life where, like, you didn't, like, because you were maybe depressed at that time, you didn't feel sexually active? You see what I'm saying? Because some people use sex as to cure the depression, and then some of us actually have a hard time feeling sexually aroused because we're depressed. I'm not asking you about your sex life. I'm asking like, have you ever noticed? Yeah,
I said that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't feel so hot about you. You know, like, however you want to word it to keep it safe.
Yeah, that's it. That makes sense. Either way, use it to cover it or don't want to do it at all because you don't feel it. Yeah, both make sense.
Okay. Let me ask you this: for women in general, from what you've heard, what you've experienced hearing things, all right, we're taking it off of you. Have you heard generally that women will have more sex when they're depressed or they will shut down if they're depressed? Because from what I know, most men will actually shut down. Like we don't like if our pockets is empty, like if I just lost my job, hold on son, cause I gotta mute you, beloved, I gotta mute you. If my pockets are empty and everything else, if I'm going through something, just lost somebody or whatever, I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't. I don't feel like that mode. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying from a man's point of view, myself, and from what I've known overall, I would say a majority wise from what I've heard men say themselves. I hear a lot of men say, yeah, if my pockets ain't right, if my mind ain't right, I'm not even like they gotta feel themselves to feel that moment. What do you hear about with women?
It depends on the woman. Some of them use sex as an escape, and some of them don't want to be bothered. I think it just depends on the individual, honestly.
I got you. Okay, let's keep on listening to what he has to say.
Back in the days,
I can
as a
imagine.
teenager, who did they have on the wall? And what's my big guy right, nigga?
Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
I
They, oh, you
appreciate
gotta
you.
look like Method Man. Yes,
I
I'm in
appreciate
there.
you, bro. I
I'm in
appreciate
there.
it. Oh, even to this
In
day,
there.
when you were on Power,
Sir,
the whole time, every Sunday, you flood the timeline.
I used to walk in the girls' cribs and be like, oh, damn, all y'all got that picture of Method Man? That shit is crazy. The
That shit
same
is
one.
dope because when I was young, I used to have
The
pictures
same
in
one.
New Edition.
With the hat. The same picture.
Oh, wow.
Or the braids out. Yeah.
I'm saying,
So hold on. So y'all hear where we going to on this one now. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Because I got something I really want to talk about on this dopamine thing. Like it's crazy.
oh, it was nowhere near a big fucking song, but when I walked the club, it was like niggas backed up now. And I didn't even have a big crew with me.
Hold on, here we go.
Really? Yeah, fuck that nigga. I hope he trip on stage and break his foot. Fuck that nigga.
You was feeling the heat.
But this the shit I'm thinking in my head. They ain't necessarily feel that way, but this the shit I'm thinking in my head because I'm that type of nigga where it's like, nah. And we coming off a thing where niggas was wearing suits. And I really had a problem with that shit. I see different now, but I really had a problem with that.
With the suits?
Yeah. It was, it's a look, and we know, I'm saying, you could be put in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah.
And you could be put in do I have to worry about who I hug now? Do I
Here we
have to
go.
worry about who gonna be at the hotel when I get back?
Did you?
No, not really. But there have been, you could be put in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah.
And, and in that moment, you could either be, they say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
In that moment, you could either be the hero,
Yeah.
or you can be,
the villain.
this nigga ain't what I thought he was, kind of shit. And you worry about that kind of thing too,
Right.
even though this is just you being who you are,
Right.
being genuinely you.
I asked that question for a particular reason, but I'm gonna double back on it because all of us that did an interview with Rock Wilder.
Right.
And there's a reason I had asked you. The pressure was too much. It got to a moment,
Yeah. It got.
We'll
can-
double back to that.
Only time the pressure got too much for me was
Not-
when I was popping e-pills.
Same thing Rock-
Right here, Sunkiss, right here. This is where we pay attention. This is the part where I was talking about halfway through, right here.
drugs and shit.
What time period was that?
Let me think. It was around the time when all that transitioning was happening, Rockefeller, Murder Inc. and yeah. So in that era right there, we were all getting fucked up. I don't know what everybody else was on. I could only tell you what the fuck I was on. And it was on e-pill, alcohol, and weed. And I mean, wake up with them, go to sleep with them, all kind of shit.
Now, Sunkiss, that is some real stuff. There are some of us who have lived that life. Now, the thing is this. What I try to focus more so on is why was a person doing that? Like, what was it? What was going on in your life? Like, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question, Sunkiss. All right? Because I got a little question there. And I want to ask you this. I want to see where you stand with this. First of all, have you ever dealt with depression, Sunkiss? Or are you one of those that just say, F it, it ain't real?
No, I've dealt with depression.
Okay, here we go. So since you have, now I can ask you these 5 questions. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with this one right here, fam. What was the moment you realized you needed help with depression? Let's start there.
Well, I ain't never feel like I needed help with it.
What was the moment that you recognized that you're going through it? Let's change it and put it there.
When I wasn't happy and bopping around.
You think depression is just not being happy?
No, it's a whole bunch of stuff that come with depression. Like the body aches, the not being motivated, all that other stuff.
Right. Yeah, no, I was saying as far as when you said, because, okay, maybe, okay, I can't discredit what you're saying because maybe that's your personal experience on that. But I can tell you right now, somebody who thoroughly knows about depression, you can be, do you know how many times I've gone around bopping and hopping and skipping, whatever you want to call it, happy-go-lucky in people's face, and I am torn the F up inside. I'm all the way effed up inside. It just got to the point where I've been dealing with the depression for so long, I learned how to mask it. So I promise you, like, the whole thinking that depression is just the view of, oh, woe is me. Nah. Somebody will be smiling in your face, turn right around the corner and go blow their brains out. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's what it is when you by yourself. I don't care what I'm doing with other people. It's what I do when I'm by myself. And when I'm not happy by myself, then I know something's wrong.
I see. So when you don't feel, I get it now. Okay. So not out and about, like when you just around the house to yourself, like you notice it's just like certain things. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, me, like I'm all the way gonna be real with it. I am a very, very clean person. I know I'm going through depression when I don't straighten up how I normally do. I don't let it get nasty. I don't know. Come on, I know people, but when I like, it's just little stuff. Like, you know, I may look in the mirror and be like, dang, I need to trim my face up. You know, I'm getting a little woofy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that, you know. I may find myself, you know, it's been a whole week and I haven't made myself a meal. Things of that nature. That's when I'm recognizing, like, all right, bet I need to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it may be something like, you know, little stuff, laundry starting to slowly pile up. You know, I went to go get some underwear and I'm like, damn, I'm out. You know, like, bro, you need to get it together. Go ahead, fix this up. And you know what's crazy? I notice every time that I do, like, I'll just take myself a fresh shower and I'll go ahead and I will just do an extra thorough cleaning around the house. I ain't even going front. It feels way, I feel good. I feel good again. Like it helps. It helps. But it did not heal what it is that I'm really feeling inside. Just like everything else, whether it's a J, whether it's a bottle, whether it's a panel for the moment, I find myself still remembering that, nah, you got this issue that's here. So then I figured to myself, well, you can't keep masking it. You have to address it. And that's where I'm at with it. You smell me now?
Yeah.
So what you got for that real quick before I ask you the next question? I don't know. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So The next part we have is, what are some small habits that help you cope? Like, when you feeling down or whatever, like what are some small things that you would do to help yourself kind of pick your spirits back up?
Well, shadow work is a good one to come out of depression, but they can be hard too.
uh Break down to the people who are not aware of what shadow work is. Give people a basic breakdown of that.
Shadow work is basically thinking, looking at the bad parts of the self and figuring out, like, is it really bad, or do you just need to reintegrate it into yourself a different type of way? And that's important when you going through depression, because oftentimes when you in depression, you be talking to yourself like you ain't internally, like you don't have healthy conversations with yourself. And so if you can identify what it is about yourself that you're picking at and figure out why it's there, because sometimes it could be because of an incident that happens and there's some shame behind it, or it's a part of you that somebody told you is not a good thing, and so you've hidden it, and it's taking a toll on your subconscious, which is affecting you consciously. You can sit down and figure those things out, then that'll help pull you out of depression. But sometimes you might not need to do shadow work by yourself if you in depression. That's only if you able to. Other than that, start to do things that you enjoy and try to go from
Uh-huh.
there. Like, it's a
Right.
whole process. Depression ain't nothing you just wake up and come out of.
I see what you're saying. You're right about that. It is. And you know something? You know what I've learned about depression? I realized that because this life is always going to have things that can make you depressed, you will never be out of a complete state of depression. I do believe the best thing to do is just to master the exercises and skills, right? Be very well expanded in your skill set of how to cope with whatever happens. Because the fact is, you could be depressed about something. Let's say you was going through a job loss. You get a brand new job, not even a new job. You get a brand new career. You're making double the money. All right, so you got that problem out the way. You're not worried about that now. But now you have a loved one that's going through a health issue and you're scared that you may lose them now. So that's a whole new form. So my point is, life will continuously, like, no matter what you like, you're never in the clear. As long as you're here on planet Earth, you're never in the clear. And the one thing that I do to keep myself from resorting back to a state of depression is recognizing that I'm just going to say it the way it is and the way that people refuse to look at it. But pain is going to be a part of your life. It's going to be there.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Like, you gotta get a good grasp of reality.
You do. That's basically where I am. Like, I don't try to fool myself into thinking I can put myself in any form of a perfect state, but I can damn sure put myself in a position to where I am very much so comfortable and content. Thus, that would eliminate the depression more. And I would say, more than anything, let me ask you this. Uh, how much would you say the trying to keep up with the Joneses is a direct correlation in a lot of people's depression today? Would you say that's a big correlation to people's depression? The whole staring at this couple on social media and I want to look like that and everything else.
I think that's a symptom.
Okay. What would you say would be something that's a direct cause if that's only a symptom?
I think most depression is caused by the way a person feel about themselves, or the lack of things that they're doing for themselves. Like, I don't. When you start looking at other people covered in what they got, it's not what they have. It's something inside of you that you missing. And instead of you putting the focus on you, you putting the focus on something outside of you. And looking outside of you is not gonna help you fix what's inside of you.
I was reading an article um, about a professor who was speaking about how depression is not actually real. Depression is actually a internal mental illusion. Internal mental illusion is what he calls it. He says that the only way for a person to be depressed is to allow themselves to be depressed. So, would you agree with that? Because it sounds like you were kind of leaning into that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like,
Ah. So you don't believe that there's anything that can be of nothing of like you had nothing to do with it. It's totally outside of your control. And you're telling me that there aren't exterior things that can cause a person to break down? You're muffled. You're muffled if you're talking.
I think it's always inside of you unless you got some type of chemical imbalance or something like that. That's different if it's an actual like medical issue, but if it's just an emotional situation, 9 times out of 10, that is something internal. It's just like when people go crazy. You only just wake up crazy. You had signs and symptoms that something wasn't right and you chose to ignore it. And now your ass off in la la land, never to return. That didn't just happen overnight.
Okay.
Same so
Okay.
with depression. It's something there. You didn't identify it, you didn't take care of it, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And now here you are in this hole that you can't get out of.
All right. Well, Sunkiss, let's go ahead and finish listening to what Meth has to say before I get to a very intelligent white woman who has a lot to say about dopamines. The very thing that you're basically speaking about, the dopamines and what they would call low serotonin, which is basically located in the interior cerebrum cortex of the brain, which is the back base of it. So let's go ahead and see what we got.
Like all day, all day process. And it got to a point where I was like, I couldn't eat.
Man.
I was very addicted to these shit. And it was like I couldn't.
But why?
Something to do.
Was it a create? Oh, I'm going in the studio.
I cannot write. You can't write on no EP.
I mean,
you can't sit in no.
I want you to listen to what he has to say. When I pause it, I want you to tell me, was he being a badass or was he just going through some shit? Like how you was asking me earlier. Shout out to you, Sunkiss.
Studio or no E-pill.
No.
Yeah.
Some other dudes.
I mean, some dudes probably can. Me,
I ain't gonna front. I wrote a couple battles on the EP.
That's that. Damn.
Impressive.
Lord have mercy. I can't create on shit like that. So for me, I remember vividly October 2000. I had a meeting with my crew, and I
wasn't doing the e-pills. During my days of smoking PCP, some of my greatest works poetically, some of my greatest poems, I was hiding Cootie Brown off a goddamn stick. I shit you not.
told them, I was like, New Year's, ain't none of us fuck with that shit no more. When the New Year's coming, it's gonna be '01. I was getting married. And I stopped in October. It's like, that was it for me. Stopped taking them shits and stopped drinking. I haven't touched the drink since.
Just the last time you was on my show.
That nasty ass shit.
I got a question for you, Sunkiss. Have you ever had a point in your life, I don't know, high school, younger days, whatever, have you ever had a point in your life where you was like smoking weed or drinking, like, you know, like indulging? Have you ever had a period?
I had a period where I was drinking a lot of alcohol.
Okay. So you have drink. Okay, so let me ask you this: during that time that you was drinking, was you primarily doing it to like maybe fit in? Just it was like a social thing. That's what everybody around you was doing, or was it more so like, nah, I'm gonna be real. I need this to just be around you niggas. Like there's some of us that's like, nah, I need to bring this flask in my daggone blazer to this daggone wedding or funeral or whatever, because I'm about to be around the family. I can't stand y'all. And I need to go ahead and have this to cope just to be around y'all. If I don't have this, I can't socialize with you. Were you ever at that point?
No, I was drinking because I was being irresponsible. I didn't have to have no responsibility at that time. So I was like, I'm fixed to get drunk. I was drunk for 3 months straight.
Your whole drinking rabbit ears career was 90 days?
Yeah, I would wake up drunk and I would go to sleep drunk every day.
For 90 days?
Yeah, 90 days.
Man, if you don't get out here with that weak shit, I thought you really did something. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I ain't no alcoholic. I know.
No,
I
I'm
don't.
messing with you. I'm messing with you. No, no, no. Believe me. That's actually a compliment. I thought you really had a story, woman. She said, yeah,
No, I ain't got. Well, first of all,
that
I
sounds
didn't smoke no
that
weed until.
that sounds like the length of like the week before the cruise and the week after. Like that was the time frame that you drank.
The first time I even smoked some weed, I was in my 20s. That didn't even become a regular thing
How
until I was in my
okay.
late 20s.
Okay, hold on. See, we getting somewhere. Okay, so you used to smoke too. Okay, so you used to know what it's like to have a
I
ganja
smoke
on you.
now.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, all right. See, all right, bet. Okay. We see that's what I need right there. Thank you for the honesty, damn it. All right, so because we're talking about, like the addiction and everything else and how
I mean, I
my
prefer
point is
edibles,
no,
but
I'm with you. So the alcohol, this is where I want to get to. When you stop drinking, was it tough for you to stop drinking? Did you have any kind of like, oh man, like when you rolled past a liquor store or saw a commercial, did you get triggered? Like that's what I want to know. That's what I'm trying to lead up to.
no. The worst thing I had to deal with was cigarettes. Now that shit there, that was terrible.
Ah, what's going on, fam? I
I,
see you
I
in the
I
building.
stopped smoking 4 years ago. I started smoking cigarettes. I smoked my first cigarette when I was 19, and I did not stop until 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and then I
Wow.
just had to go cold turkey.
Ah.
And then what was crazy was about
I'm surprised because you told me you got asthma, girl.
well, I just got that asthma diagnosis about a year and a half ago.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
But after I had not smoked a cigarette for like 2.5 years, I had this craving for a cigarette. I wanted a cigarette so bad, and I was like, "That ain't nothing but the devil. I'm going
But
home."
but but wait. Watch this. Watch this. See, this is the thing that I need to know. When you had that moment that you said, I want to have a cigarette, was that during the time that something bad was like did something bad happen and your nerves were
No,
bad? Oh, so
nope.
everything was cool.
Just all of a sudden, I remember I was driving, and I was driving. I think I was coming home, and I just had this urge for a cigarette. Like I wanted this cigarette so bad. Like it was so bad. I was like thinking about asking somebody for a cigarette. I was like, no, I need to take my ass home. Like this don't even make no sense. I don't know where this come from or why it was like that. And yeah, no, no.
All right, so let me ask you this part. When you finally did quit smoking, right? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it was tough for me when I stopped smoking PCP. All right, you was on cigarettes and weed. Like I was on dippers. Like I was on that sherm. Like we out here in DC, Maryland, PG area. Like that's the thing we do. Like I'm back in the day. Now, all the young bloods, they on the typical like pills and lean. Unfortunately, that fentanyl is real big out here. Thank God I'm not in the streets no more and I'm retired because goodness gracious. But I'm just saying, as far as I remember those days of actually waking up and I'm saying to myself, like, nah, I can't even get my day right unless I do this, unless I do that. I don't even want to go to the family cookout. Man, I got to get right first. I'm always showing up late to the family cookout because I had to go see my peoples first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember those days back in my 20s. I'm in my 40s now, but I remember those days. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You got another little piece before we get back to this video right here? Listen to what he got to say.
No, go ahead.
All right, let's keep on rocking out because I'm gonna go ahead and get to this next edition. Excuse me, hiccup. This next form of addiction coming up next for ladies and gentlemen just coming in the building. We're going to be talking about the addiction that has nothing to do with body consumption. It's all brain consumption. Let's get it.
Tiger Ball.
You caught
Tiger
me with
Ball.
that. Man, me with that shit. Because niggas be telling you, no, it's like ginseng. That shit ain't nothing that ain't. Nothing in that bottle.
It's Chinese wine.
There ain't a in that part. There's no tiger's bones in that bottle at all. Not even a pinch of tiger in that.
Was that the era where you were turning down interviews? Because I remember trying to get at you, and
I was turning down interviews. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, around that time, I was definitely turning down interviews. I was bitter.
Why? What?
I couldn't see. I mean, I'm coming down on, months and months, and I have these anxieties, especially social anxieties at times and shit.
That's what Rock said.
And I didn't want to talk to anybody because I didn't want to be exposed. That's how I'm looking at it.
Right. I didn't want to. When I was at my lowest, like, I'm gonna be real with you, Sunkiss, real quick. That's why I just can't seem to wrap my brain around these people. Like, shout out to my peoples right here who be definitely talking about my man Young Pharaoh. Like, y'all make sure y'all go over there and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Enlightenment Journey 7. You know what I'm saying? Check out my peoples. But reason why I brought up Young Pharaoh, because it's like I've noticed how it's this thing now with people who will, when they at their lowest, they don't know how to just shut up and go away. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, Sunkiss, I remember being like really effed up in life, and I swear on life, I did not want to be seen. I didn't want nobody. The last thing I wanted to do was hit that red button and fire up Alive. That was the last thing that was on my mind. I shit you not. And I just can't seem to get it. How now that's like the go-to. Like, nah, like I'ma just like put everything on like Front Street. You know what I'm saying? You already know we all we got. Ain't nobody else supporting us. Shit. We all we got, fam. Part of the village. Let's get it. But I don't know. What's your thoughts about that before I push play, Sunkiss, on people when they're at their lowest, thinking that coming to the internet is the way to have a therapy session? Sunkiss?
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. You was on mute.
I said some people do that for attention. That's their way of getting through whatever it is they trying to get through.
Okay. So you saying for attention? I don't know. When I look at guys like Young Pharaoh as a perfect example, I see somebody who definitely has lost it. If you look at a lot of the earlier videos of how he produced himself, I mean, he definitely was really, really sharp. He was really sharp. And then I believe that a lot of what he's been doing, regardless of the baby mama stuff and everything, I believe a lot of that shit is like drug abuse and depression. It is. It's drug abuse and depression. That man lost his mind. And
yeah, he throwed.
I mean, really. So, I mean, I know what it's like personally being at that point. But guess what? When I was at that point, you did not see me. You didn't see me. No, I vanished. I came back out into the light when I got my shit together. When I knew I was at a presentable form again. When I was at the form of not being presentable, nah, I was one of them people. Yeah, I got a Facebook, but I'm never posting nothing. Like, it's just like a few pictures or whatever, some family stuff, a couple clips or whatever, and that's it. You not seeing no pictures of me, and I'm in a effed up state, and I'm in a effed up position at that moment. No, and plus on top of that, the number one thing I was focused on was getting out of that position. I wasn't focused on being seen by people. If anything, I was mad as shit when I had to be in certain public places during that time because I'm in people's faces, let alone shit. I talking about the internet.
Well, he think that ain't nothing wrong with him.
That's why the man lost his marbles.
I remember when it first started. It started with him basically being peer pressured into doing it. I think it was mushrooms.
Yeah, he been doing them shrooms,
Yeah,
and
they
then
gave it to him, and
yeah,
he instead of him stopping, he continues to go and still had them people around because a yes man is that's a good person to keep around to boost that ego, and it was costing everything that he worked for.
that's a fact. Let's
So
listen to
now
what he got. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
his ego got him thinking ain't nothing wrong with what he doing. He think he fine. He think it's everybody else hating on him.
Uh-huh.
That's why you got to get good people around you. You got to have
I ain't even,
people that's around you that's gonna call you on your shit.
I ain't even going front. I am definitely at that point in my life. Like I genuinely, oh snap, fear. Oh shoot. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I did miss you. I'm just now seeing that. No, I definitely went through that myself. Um, I went through recognizing one day a large part of why I'm going through a large part of why I'm going through what I'm going through is because of my company. I literally I did. I became the company that I kept. Yeah. And I had to change that shit. Like I had to change that shit. I had to, really fix like just my surroundings in its entirety. Because the fact is that I was that person that kept on trying to hang out with people and thinking I can be like that, like influencing light, because I knew I had it in me, right? And over time, I just found out that they just dimmed me more than I gave them light. They
Yeah,
just dimmed me. Yeah, and like it became overwhelming. Like no matter how much light, no matter how much good positivity and everything, all of that trying to be the peer mediator and shit, trying to be the chill, cool dude of the group, that shit didn't work. I had to eventually adjust and adapt to who I was around. So if I was hanging around, let's say some gangsters, to a degree I had to get on some gangster shit in order to go ahead and survive being around gangsters. Whole T, that's not even my mode for real. I'm on some like chill shit. You see? So it can. And so my point is that's what also can bring about like the when I was going through like the I'm not feeling myself, I'm trying to figure out who I am and everything. You can go through trying to figure out who am I, where am I going in life, considering you hanging around the wrong damn people. If you hanging around people that's really not into a lot of shit that you into, then you're gonna feel that way.
There's a feeling that you
Yep.
get. It's real shit. When you like on a come down and them shits where it's like, I don't want to talk to nobody. You don't even want to say hi to people.
Because you might
say hi
speak yourself.
No, because you just feel like you're not. There's something wrong with you, so you kind of like
You're trying to
avoid become
shame?
closed in.
It's like somebody who's first time smoking weed, and then y'all go to a public place and they just think everybody
and
know
they're
they
like,
high.
now you're super paranoid because it's your
That's
first
real
time
shit.
being high.
Wouldn't know about that
But
either.
more than that, it's the serotonin levels in your brain is drained.
Yeah.
Serotonin is like, it's like the happy part.
It's the yeah.
That shit is drained what you left.
Re-up then.
Yeah,
Re-up you up.
Oh, if you would have got an interview, you would have got so much.
My whole goal in interview you was the transition happening over at Def Jam, seeing them trying to like usher out some of my favorite, and I
out, and that was how I felt at that moment. But that was me dealing with my own insecurities at that point, because none of those dudes ever did nothing to me.
Do you believe, Sunkiss, that whenever a person is expressing how they feel and they going off, do you believe that has a lot to do with insecurities within that person?
So they going out expressing their feelings?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, especially with us as men, that's what's said, like, oh man, look at him. He's just, he's really feeling what he's feeling right now. So apparently, it has to be either emotional or insecurities. But we're going to go with insecurities because that's what he said.
Well, I don't think most people don't express their insecurities verbally. It's usually
Mm-hmm.
expressed through action. So if
Okay.
he's expressing something, whatever the hell he been holding in, he's just finally letting it out, which I think is healthy. He may be frustrated, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's an insecurity.
Okay. All right. Sunkiss is somewhere that is absolutely all the way cool and safe. I want to ask you this question about this video. And the only reason why I want to ask you the question about this video, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to take it into a direction where I know that you can speak a lot more on. So I remember taking time, and I actually, I saw you on a panel, and I'm just curious. Like, I want to know, Sunkiss, do you, in your personal belief, when it comes to Carmelo Anthony, right? I want to ask you, do you believe that if he was to get a second try, that he would actually have success? Do you believe that's possible?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? Okay. Let me go ahead and let me type this in real quick, because I have something that I wanted to look at, because I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and take a look at this right here and see what they talking about. Because I don't know, Sunkiss. It's a lot that they are now pulling out, and this is blowing me right now. Hold on, let me see something. Let me make sure. Okay. Give me a second. I don't know why my computer is moving extremely slow. Let me see something here. Can I go ahead and pull that up? Let me see something. History. I think I can. Let me just make sure that it goes through. Forgive me. All right. So you say that it should actually. You say he should actually. So what would you say would be different the second time around, or what would you say should be different the second time around if he was to get a second trial?
He should have a proper defense.
Okay, so but see, the thing is this, right? I'm actually curious. The proper defense, what exactly are they supposed to do different? That's all.
His attorney didn't do anything. Like, they paid this man to basically sell their sons to the wolves. So
Really?
when the
Okay.
prosecution asked those kids, "Do you think this was self-defense?" His attorney should have objected to that, because they not professionals. They can't tell them what self-defense is. He didn't object to nothing they said, nor did he prod them on the inconsistencies in their story. And since when a murder child only lasts 3 days?
Mm. Since when did a murder trial? Well, there have been some that have had, let's say, a quick deliberation. There have been some that have had quick deliberations.
Also, no, I mean not the deliberation, the trial. The whole thing was less than a week long, and his attorney failed to highlight the fact that while this confrontation was going down, the boy was sitting down while these other boys were standing over him. He didn't call any expert
Right.
witnesses up because an expert witness would point out the fact that this boy was over him and he touched him. And what it seemed like at the moment that he went to grab him was the moment that he actually pulled that whatever it was out that bag, and that boy, they tripped. They don't talk about that. Both of them fell in them bleachers. So he fell on that blade. Not Carmelo took it out and stuck him. It's not what happened. But if he had a proper defense, all of that would have been highlighted. But I think they intended to railroad him, and they did.
All right. Well, this is my real quick. I got you, fam. I got you.
Whew.
This is my 20-minute video. This is from a guy that no Negro likes. And I like to play videos like this because I really want to hear why is it that we do disagree with people who think like this when it comes to the trial. So you already know how it is over here, Sunkiss. You know you fam. You're not getting none of that from anywhere else type shit. Let's go ahead and get to it. I want you to give me your honest, open opinion. I'm going to share this right here. And you let me know when to push pause. All right. So I'm playing this guy purposely. I'm making this disclaimer now. I am purposely playing somebody I know for a fact most of us do not agree with. But let's go ahead and listen. Let's go ahead and get to it, Sunkiss. We're going to do this and end it out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's rock it out.
For all the people out there that's saying,
let me know when you want me to pause it if it's a certain point.
Okay.
We jumped them and stomped them out. There were people doing this to him.
What's going on with that? What like what's you know what?
They gave him a wet release.
Nah, I can't. We gotta move past. I can't.
Frisco ISD. Video that at Frisco ISD, it's not like you can sit there and look at the pimple on someone's face, but you can identify what's there, right? In front of you. And so what has been described to me, is like, no, you could at least kind of know how many people right there.
We can count how many bodies, but we can't see like faces. You know what I mean? Like we could see like, okay, somebody sit right there, somebody sit right there, but we couldn't see like Carmelo in Austin's face, or you know what I mean? It just was like kids there.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, y'all? I'm Percy Miller, Master
Hold on,
P.
Sunkiss. Let me get past this real quick. My bad. Thank you, P. Nice suit. All right, let's keep going. Oh my God.
Some people were saying that they were able to see him getting jumped. I couldn't see that. So I was wondering if you guys saw something different.
No, it's not, I didn't see that with that video. No.
Wow.
I I didn't see him. I didn't see him getting jumped. Or,
Is that what you heard, Sunkiss?
That's what some people that say that they saw the video at the school district say that they saw on the video. And the way they described it, I believe that that's what happened, not necessarily jumping the way that all of them was putting their hands on him. I ain't see the video, so I don't know. I'm going with what's logical and what makes sense. It don't make sense to me that a child that's a straight A student that works 2 jobs, that's the captain of the football team and the track team, is just gonna go and stab somebody for the hell of it. It don't make any sense at all. It's somebody he didn't know at that. That's illogical. Like there is no logic in it.
All right. So, Sunkiss, what I've noticed that the main arguments have been is I'm talking about from the other side. I'm talking about the other side as far as like those of us and even whites are saying this argument. This is the primary argument. All of that, he was a straight A student. He's on the track team, football team, saved somebody's life from drowning. That has nothing to do with what the law has written. And what they're saying is because he broke the law, then that's why they agree with what they agree with. Your view.
What law did he break?
Hold on. You breaking up. You borging. One more time.
Is it better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes. Nice and clear.
I said, what law did he break?
Well, what's being said, of course, is the blade, the via weapon, alleged weapon, well, the convicted weapon. All right, let's just be real with it. The convicted weapon on what they say is school property or premises, which a lot of people even argue it wasn't school grounds. A lot of people say it was. So, that's a back and forth as well.
So, according to Texas law, you can carry a blade that is less than 5 inches. So, he was well within his legal right to have whatever it was. From what I understand, it was a Boy Scout tool. From what I also understand is that it was not all the way open. So if he was going over there to actually cause harm to that child, it would have been all the way open. He was sitting there throughout the entire ordeal. So if you got some kids that come up and surround. Now, I've been jumped before, and I know what that feels like.
Me too.
Just because everybody that's standing around you may not be putting their hands on you, but if they got you blocked in and they talking shit to you, you don't know what's coming from where. So
I've been jumped twice, and I woke up in the hospital in one of them. I woke up in the hospital. Yeah, I got jumped real bad. Yeah, I know about that personally.
Yeah. And so, like, if you sit up there and surround somebody, then that's what happens. Now, how they say he stuck him in the chest and he's sitting down. He was sitting down the whole time. They came and stood up over him. So, and then after he got away and was going down the bleachers, he fell down. They was trying to chase him. Even the boy that died was trying to chase him. He just couldn't because his body was done. You know what I'm saying? He fell, but he was finna go chase him too. So, like, it's an unfortunate situation. And I do believe that had he had a decent defense, then there would not be any, controversy about whatever he got, because most people are not saying, oh, he should just get away scot-free. After all, somebody did lose their life, but 35 years is insane.
All right, so hold on. So this is the ultimate. This is the $1 million question. I'm gonna ask you this. You give your response. I'm gonna push play on the video so we can get through it. All right. Okay. You're the judge. Let's just say the defense requested that it be a judge deliberation, so no jury. You're going to be the deciding factor in this. You heard all of the evidence. The fact is, at the end of it, Sunkiss, yes, a life was taken. What is your sentence that Carmelo would have right now if you were on the bench?
He'll get 5 years, 2 years.
You're Borgin. You're Borgin. You're Borgin. Start over. Start
Can you
over.
hear me now?
Yes, clear.
He'll get 5 years, 2 years time, and 3 years probation.
How would you give him 2 years time if he wasn't in for 2 years? He got bonded out. You can only credit him for the time that he was actually in. Just letting you know, technically, I know how that goes. You
Say
can't
what
credit
now?
him. You
He
said
was
two
never
years,
in jail. I would give him 2 years.
so you can't credit. Listen. When you credit somebody, that's for example. I'm just letting you know how I go, just for the
I'm not
record.
giving him no credit. His time is 5 years, 2 years serving, and 3 years probation.
Oh, okay. I thought you said okay. So you would really okay. So hold on. Now that's the judgment, and the media. I'm talking about from white folks, and even those of us who don't agree, and everything else. People are losing their minds. All right. So at the end of the day, what you're saying is that he only got 2 years for taking a life.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bet. That's her conviction, ladies and gentlemen. The judge has ruled. I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 12:24 a.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's keep on getting through this video so we can go ahead and have ourselves a wonderful day.
Because the reason for it is we're
Oh,
not
hold on.
gonna
Go ahead.
we're not gonna take away the fact that he was being bullied by some other kids. We're not going to dismiss it. We're not gonna dismiss that somebody
Again.
put their hands, huh?
No, there you go. You clear. Go ahead.
We're not gonna dismiss the fact that somebody put their hands on him to provoke that situation. It's not like he just decided, oh, I'm just gonna go stick somebody. That's not what happened at all. So to actually lay it at his feet like he's the sole cause of it, no. What I know is I was taught don't put your hands on nobody.
Okay.
When I ran track, our coach told us if somebody comes in our area and we ask them to leave and they don't leave, then come get the coach. I'm somewhere on the field. So who is he to decide that because he can't make this boy move, now he gonna put his hands on him?
Team captain.
I don't give a damn who you are. Since when did any coach say a captain or whoever on the team that it's okay for them to put their hands on another child? That's somebody else's child. Who gave you the right to put your hands on somebody?
Okay. All right.
When you put your hands on somebody, they had a right to defend themselves.
But what people are saying is that he exceeded the right to defend. With
If you got people surrounding you, then you don't get to tell me how to defend myself. Because also what is law in the state of Texas,
so you want first come, first serve.
Huh?
Like if it's 8 surrounding you, your mindset is you pull that thing out and you like first come, first serve.
If I need to get away and I'm trying to get away, whatever happens to you is what happens to you. If I picked up a brick and bust one of them kids in their head and they died from it, then am I wrong? Because see, what also didn't go into evidence in that case is the fact that Carmelo was not he had just had surgery on his shoulder. So everybody saying, oh, you stand there and fight. Well, number one, this motherfucker is 100 pounds larger than I am, and he's taller than me, and my arm don't work. What else wasn't allowed into evidence is the fact that Carmelo had seizures. So what if this boy would have hit him and he would have had a seizure and he fell down? So he got to pay with his life.
Oh, I didn't know he suffers from epilepsy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that the judge did not allow these things to be brought into evidence, while the prosecution was trying to paint this picture that he this boy that's this bloodthirsty and violent, and he has no record for none of this. Then they put this gag order on, but while they got this gag order going on, um his family is over there paying somebody to run a smear campaign. That's why all these people talking about, oh, they took the money and bought a house and a car. None of that is true. They didn't get no money. The money that was in the crowdfunding thing, they didn't even get to touch. The lawyer had direct access to that, and after the trial, he took all the money out of it, and they didn't get nothing.
Hold on. Hold on, wait a minute. If it's supposed to be for Carmelo and his family, how are they not the direct like key holders to whatever the account was? Like, how is the lawyer the one even whatever?
Because they was raising it for the lawyer expenses. So however they had that set up, the money was going over there to the lawyer. The dude Dominique said that his organization paid that lawyer for the experts that were supposed to testify that he
You
never
know,
called to the stand. He said they got the receipts for it and everything. So like this a whole railroad, you know what I'm saying? I think something wrong with Carmelo parents because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna sit here and watch this and let this keep
no,
go on. But
I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm gonna just be real with you. Like, look, the shit happened last year, which means that there's been a whole calendar to get proper counsel in order. I'm not saying anything about the parents. I'm looking at them just as much as complete victims. All right. Just as much as the dad who lost his son. All right. No need to mention his name. We know who he is. My thing is that I'm just going to say I'm going to say what I don't think anybody else has really said in these spaces when it comes to this whole thing. I want y'all to think about this right now. That boy, that young man was railroaded. Small hat lawyer. He didn't have a white, like a white man lawyer, whatever. He didn't have an Asian lawyer. Nobody else. His supposed to be protection was one of his own. It was us.
who?
Carmelo Anthony.
His lawyer's a white man.
It was a white dude.
Yeah, his lawyer was a white man.
Hold on. Then who was the black nigga that was talking? I thought that was the lawyer.
No, that was the Dominique Alexander was a spokesman for the family. He run a organization that help families when they going through stuff like this. And he tried to tell him a proper lawyer to get, and other people got close to them and started telling them
Hold
all
on.
this.
Okay. So you know what? It still brings my point right back to the foundation. Thank you. It's still solid and firm. So at the end of the day, the dude who was supposed to be the spokesman, not only for that family, but for the black community, threw one of our own.
No.
If he suggested that white lawyer, did he?
He did not suggest the white lawyer. He suggested a different lawyer, and Carmelo's parents went with that white man because all them other people was telling them that's who he needed to go to, and they wouldn't let him talk to all the other advocacy people. They was blocking them from talking to him. So everybody that was trying to help them didn't have access to them. They totally railroaded this boy, and his parents was going along to get along, and it cost them their son.
this whole thing is like really.
Yes, that man didn't send them over there to that man. If you go over there and look at that man
And see,
website,
real quick, I just want to make sure I clear this up. Like, that's how bad the media, the news we get going out. It's so many different stories. Like, that's literally what I've been looking at.
well, I've been watching this case
And
since
that's
it first.
crazy. That's crazy, you know? So, I mean, you know, like, I listen, and even down to what you telling me, I'm one of those people. Once I hear it's so many different, like, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, you saying what? Okay, so you said, huh? So hold on, at that point, I'm one of those people. I'm just like, oh my goodness gracious. Look, I'm just gonna have to take both of y'all with a grain of salt.
I've been
Because
watching this case.
nothing's consistent. That's all I had to say. Nothing's consistent. Go ahead.
I've been watching this case since it first started, and ain't nothing look right. The fact that you mean it, so look, I ran track. Okay, now when I was coming through, we ain't have cell phones. But this day and age, these kids got cell phones. You mean to tell me some shit going on and ain't nobody got no video? I have never seen anything happen where there is no video evidence at all. Not even a little bit.
I just want to know, son, Kiss, why is there endless angles from police footage to civilian footage of Floyd, but there just somehow or another, nobody had a phone that day, or there was a few. We know. Now, listen, I'm saying that facetiously, sarcastically, right?
They intended to railroad this child. That is all that it is. They tried to the actual video of the incident that you can see at the school. The school has so Frisco is a predominantly white area. It is a upper middle class to high class area. So they have state of the art technology. That video was filmed in 4K. Well, 4K technology has to be displayed on a 4K device. They did not show the jury. Well, I don't know what they showed the jury. They did not show the people that was in the courtroom the video on a 4K device. They stated that they would get a 4K device and show it to them, which never happened. They tried to get the original video from the school district. The school district told them no. What else is interesting is the school has an expulsion policy if you bring a weapon to school or on any school premises. Carmelo didn't get he didn't get expelled. Carmelo was able to graduate. Now, why would the school make that decision?
Right.
Because something was going on. What else did not come into evidence was that same day, right before that boy got stuck, they had called the Austin and Hunter's parents to come to their school because they had did something to a cheerleader and the police was called. And so their parents was called to come up there so they can deal with that particular situation because them boys was bullies. But don't nobody that the judge didn't allow that stuff into evidence. One of them cheerleaders then already came out and talked about her side of the story. Then allegedly, the father invited them all because Frisco is a small, tight knit area. It's growing, but pretty much all them people know each other. He invite all of them over for a barbecue, and then he threatens them. So all of them scared to talk. So it's a whole lot of nonsense going on with that case, and it's unfortunate that they blatantly would sit up here and railroad this boy the way that they did. And then for the attorney general to get involved in the situation and tell folk that tell the school that they can no longer allow people or send copies out of the video, that's information. That's public information. He done put a block on it.
Somebody comes up to the panel and they say to you, come on, so we're just hypothetically, we're role playing right now. Somebody comes up on the panel and they say to you, give me your organic answer, You know what, Sunkiss, I've been listening to you for a little bit now, and this is the problem with black people, is that you guys continuously defend criminals. The fact is, he broke the law. You said yourself, you as a judge, you would give him 2 years, which means you wouldn't let him off scot-free. That means you know he committed a crime, but yet you're still sitting up here defending a criminal. What do you say?
I would say I don't think he committed a crime. I think what happened was manslaughter at best.
Then why would you sentence him to prison, ma'am, if you say he didn't commit a crime?
Because a life was lost. That's the only reason.
That's a crime, ma'am.
It's not a crime. There are justifications for people dying. He could walk. But for the mere fact that he had the weapon at school, there deserves to be some punishment. That's not a crime. Breaking a rule at school is not a crime.
I want to show something to the public, okay? And I want us to...
And then I think it's stuff like that because they put out this narrative that black folks is inherently violent and all of this type of shit here. It didn't matter how good this child lived his life up until the point of this unfortunate accident. Just because he's black, he's violent. He went over there to kill somebody that day. What? That don't even make sense. But then you got people that look like us that go ahead and purport these narratives. Like, most of y'all don't even know a killer. Okay, let's just keep it real. You ain't never looked a murderer in the face. You don't know nothing about it. So why are we perpetuating these narratives that they're putting out about us, knowing full and damn well most of us ain't never experienced none of this type of shit?
Okay. Now, this is the thing that I want to present, right? Okay, let me go ahead and put that on silent. I want to present this right here. I'm praying that it will go ahead and play fluently, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and show this right here. I want us to listen to this, okay? Now, Sunkiss, I want you to listen to what took place, and I want you to tell me, considering what took place in this case with this dad, how possibly could Carmelo Anthony get time? All right, so everybody, let's just make a comparison. Now, mind you, I know the states are different, the jurisdiction, the law, but I'm talking about what happened itself, the actual crime by itself. Let's go ahead and look at this, Sunkiss. Go ahead, get yourself comfortable, and let's just go ahead and watch this right here.
Times, and he'd have
Sunkiss,
suffered.
Is that playing? Can you hear it?
Where he died.
Yeah,
like
I can hear you.
Okay.
Murray added, "He's no killer. He's a father who done it out of love for his child and for his pride." On March 16th, 1984, at around 9:30 p.m., Gary Plauché shot, and the reason why he pulled the trigger will make you ask yourself, what wouldn't I do for someone I love? Hi there, I'm Chris, and you found True Crime Recaps. Set was all too familiar with Gary Plauché, using Gary's 10-year-old son, Jody. Jeff was a popular karate teacher in Baton Rouge. That's where he first met Jody. The two of them hit it off right away, and Jeff became a frequent visitor at the Plauché home. On the surface, everything seemed perfectly fine. Jody was doing well at karate, even winning trophies in tournaments. This was a huge relief to his parents, Gary and June, because they were going through a divorce at the time and they worried about how it might affect Jody and their other kids. They thought Jeff was helping Jody, but little did they know he had more sinister intentions in mind. Slowly, one touch at a time, Jeff and the police were bringing him into Baton Rouge on a flight. The Jeff Doucette case came with an
Okay, hold on. I just wanted to fast forward. Here we go, right here. So basically, a father was upset at what happened with his son. Let's listen to what happened as they was transporting this man after being convicted.
From a local news station. As they were chatting, the Jeff Doucette case came up, and that's when the exec let it slip. The police were bringing him into Baton Rouge on a flight that night, arriving at 9:08. It was all the push Gary needed. He went to the airport to wait. When Jeff's flight landed, he picked up a payphone to call a friend. All he had to say was, "Here he comes. You're about to hear a shot." Jeff Doucette was being escorted down the hall. His hands were cuffed behind him, and he wore a slight smirk on his face. He didn't notice Gary standing by the payphones in a white baseball cap and sunglasses. No one did. And they didn't see him reach into his boot and pull out a .38 snub-nose revolver. A news crew was there, filming Jeff's return, but they got more footage than they bargained for. As he walked past him, Gary fired. Jeff crumpled to the ground while the officers swarmed Gary. One of them, a friend of his, could be heard on the live broadcast shouting, "Why, Gary?" His answer, "If somebody did it to your kid, you'd do it too." Jeff died the next day. He was 25. Gary was charged with second-degree murder. It seemed like an open and shut case since the attack was caught on video, but news of the vigilante killing spread across Louisiana and the nation. Almost everyone was on Gary's side, except for one surprising opponent, Jody. He didn't want Jeff dead. He just wanted him to go to jail. Instead, his father was the one behind bars. He was ultimately charged with manslaughter, and after some time in a psychiatric hospital, he was set free with community service and probation. It took a long time for Jody to reconcile his feelings with his father, but they eventually did make up, and Gary lived out the rest of his days without harming anyone else.
The man shot somebody.
Oh Lord.
My bad. I'm right here. Now, so my point is that I hit the wrong back arrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my point is when I my point is, he actually shot a dude in front of the news and the police.
Mm-hmm.
He got off.
Yes.
He shot him in the head, not stabbed. Okay, brought a gun. Listen, even down to how they described it. See, that's why I played it. That's considered premeditated. You heard when they was going to be there. You had your friend, even down to the friend. And nobody ever heard that the friend got complicit to murder. Nothing. I think a lot of people forgot about that case. Okay. So one more again, right? Not the actual, but just, hold on. Let me. Right here. Just one more again, people, because this is a short, right? Let's listen to what this white man did in an airport in front of the police transporting a convicted criminal.
Meet Gary Plauché, a Louisiana man who shot his son's S-word abuser in the head on live TV in March 1984. His son Jody was kidnapped and taken to a California motel by Jeffrey Doucette, a man who was Jody's karate instructor, and he was S-word assaulted. Luckily, police found him 2 weeks later and they arrested Doucette, but Gary wanted revenge for his son's pain. Doucette was flown home to face trial, and Gary was patiently waiting for him at the airport, disguised in sunglasses and a baseball cap. When Doucette walked by, Gary pulled out his handgun, and he did not miss. Live news cameras caught the moment. Doucette fell into a coma and passed away the next day. Gary was initially charged to a second-degree murder, but he never served a day in prison. He pled no contest to manslaughter and was given a 7-year suspended sentence instead. In an interview, Gary said he did not regret ending Doucette's life and would do so again. He's still seen as a hero to many parents today.
All right. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunkiss, now you got the floor. Now let's talk about Carmelo.
I mean, I still feel the same way.
That's my whole point.
Now,
think,
if he got on the stand and he could actually give state of mind that he was in fear of his life, then maybe criminally negligent, homicide. Like, his punishment comes in the fact that you had this knife. That's where he would get punishment at, as far as the way I think about this situation. But like, I tell my children not to put their hands on nobody. Keep your damn hands to yourself.
Sunkiss.
Yes.
My number one thing is this. Clear as day. That man went on ahead and in the airport brought a gun. In the airport, he shot a man in his temple. In front of the police while they're transporting him. They were taking him to the airport to transport him.
Yeah.
That man played no contest and got off. My point is, I'm trying to figure out, is it that same smoke for that dude? Should he be in prison for the rest of his life? Should he be put away for 35, 40 years?
By letter of the law, he should.
Okay, well, he played no contest and they declared it justified. It was justifiable homicide. I remember this case because my father showed me this back a long time ago. I remember this case a long time, before I even had a computer with YouTube and the internet. I've been knew about this case. This is a old case. Right. A lot of us did, right?
Right.
And did you really hear any real uproar?
No.
Or did you just hear, you know what? Yeah, if that was my son, I'd do, the whole thing, right? So my whole point is, I'm just trying to figure out at what point did we actually switch like this?
We switched because he black. That boy wasn't on trial for what he did. He was on trial for who he is.
Okay. Well, listen. That father was on trial for what he did, but that father may have gotten off for who he is. You might be on to something.
That man got out because somebody molested his kid. That's why he got out. You do something to somebody's child and they do something to you, a jury is probably going to have some type of sympathy for you. Then they said he spent some time in the psychiatric shit. So that's probably
I get all of that. But you know what they keep on saying about Carmelo? You know what? You weren't supposed to extend it to that extent. So my point is, to the people who are saying he committed a crime, he should do life, put him under the jail, blah, 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 everything else. I'm curious. He committed a crime. He took a life in front of the police in the airport. Should he get the same?
No, because he is defending his kid, and Carmelo is a black ass boy that killed a little white boy.
That sounds very, very. You know what? Now that you put it that way, that does sound very equal. Yeah, it does. That sounds very even, Sunkiss.
And then don't
In my
let's
sarcastic, you gotta be shitting me voice.
let's add some more to it. Carmelo had scholarships.
Wait. You broke up. Say it again. Say it again.
Am I breaking them now?
Nah, you good now. You good now.
Carmelo had scholarships. He had colleges that was recruiting him. Them other boys didn't have shit. But they daddy done pumped them full of steroids and all of this other type of shit. And it still didn't have shit for it to show for it except for two big ass bully ass boys. You don't see these people that saying that Carmelo deserved to be under the jail. Nobody's addressing the fact that Austin put his hands on that boy. They're not addressing that. They act like that has nothing to do with anything. But if you didn't put your hands on him, you wouldn't have got stuck.
Listen, I'm gonna just say this. My position is that self-preservation comes first at all costs, at whatever and any means that is necessary. And I'm going to leave it there. Let's listen to what this guy is saying, Sunkiss. So I'm back on this video on this guy that a lot of people in this space ate for whatever reason. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, shout out to the Black conservative perspective. Let's listen to what he has to say, Sunkiss.
Okay.
From the pro-blackity blacks over the Carmelo Anthony trial verdict. Carmelo Anthony.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, didn't he just say the blackity blacks?
Yeah, okay. So you heard it. Let's go.
Being found guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf. He's likely going to do at least 20 years in prison, getting bent over for 20 years straight. Hopefully 35.
Why would all right? So listen. Even if he did whatever, blah blah, whatever. Why? All right. So you want to even go to the extent? So him going to prison and never has to have had that before isn't enough. You got to add in being bent over. Like what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now?
My bad.
Nah, you good. I'm just saying, like, I mean, let me just say this, like, just real quick, right? As somebody who actually been there, like, for 7.5 years, I shit y'all not. First and foremost, in prison, I'm telling you, majority of dudes are kicking you off the effing unit if they find out you on that funny shit. You know, just as much as you hear, oh, snap, your paperwork says you like to touch kids. If we find out you like to touch men, we don't want you around, bruh. You have your small little, like, just like in the real world, just like in your own community. Of course, you might have one of, you might go, okay, these niggas here. But overall, dudes ain't playing with you with that shit. And it's just, it kills me how, like, I be, the main people I hear say that are guys like this dude right here. I know for a fact he's never done a effing day. He ain't never been locked up. He ain't never done those. He ain't never had it. He never did a bid. And it's always the people. Sunkiss, can you imagine how military vets, war vets would feel if people who never been there just kept talking about what it's like how we have to eat, how we have to sleep, and you've never been there. They never been
they
there.
have a problem with that.
They will have a huge problem with that. You've never fucking been there. I know some people have seen the videos of when folks be like, when real war vets, I know you probably seen it before, Sunkiss. You've been on the internet long enough. You ever seen those videos where like the war vets will like call out dudes that claim, it'd be like, hold on, wait a minute, what brigade were you in? What's your what's your number? And they're like fake, like fake Marines and shit. And they're like, nah, like they don't go for that. I'm telling you now. It's crazy to me how I'm telling y'all, if you really pay attention, when y'all keep hearing about what happens in prison, the one thing I would say, ask that person, have you ever done a day? Have you ever been, literally this term, have you ever been up the road? You ever been sent up the road? I don't mean, don't hit me with no, you got arrested because you got drunk driving and you got bonded out hours later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put you on mute. I got you. That shit don't count. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, that type of work. I'm talking about you actually had to be away from your family for like years at a time and you actually thoroughly experienced it. And I keep hearing people who never thoroughly experienced that shit keep talking about what the hell go down inside there. Bruh, everybody is not Fleece Johnson. As a matter of fact, you know why he's so famous? Because he's definitely, like, I ain't gonna say he's a one-off, but like that's not as common as you think. Dudes really be cooling and chilling, bruh. A lot of times we don't like we do everything we can not to go to war because we know how much it's going to shut shit down. Niggas ain't trying to go to the hole and everything else. Like, y'all don't even get it. Like, dudes really be trying to cool it and chill and just do their time in prison for real. Yes, you got your crazy niggas in there, and yes, you got your videos of gladiator days because I seen that myself. But overall, like, nah, that shit ain't even what it is, bro. That's not what they make it seem to be. So anyway, let's keep on going after listening to that goofball talk that dumbass shit that he was talking about just now. Let's go.
Right? Hopefully longer. I don't know if that's even possible at this point. But one of the reasons why I'm saying this is the fact that the pro-black Carmelo Anthony supporters can't stop lying about this case. Even though all the evidence was presented, Carmelo never had a strong self-defense case from the beginning. These people just continue to spread lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. And it just won't stop. It won't stop. Okay. At this point, I'm beating my head against the wall, listening to these people come up with these nonsensical conspiracy theories about why is it that Carmelo was found guilty and why that he's actually innocent, right? He's actually innocent in that there's this grand collusion.
Did you say something, Sunkiss?
No, but if he didn't have a case for self-defense, then why would his defense attorney present a self-defense case?
No, I believe what he was saying primarily, Sunkiss, from what I'm listening to, is he didn't have a sufficient defense. Now, just because you don't have a sufficient defense, does that mean that you can't be proven innocent? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, okay, it's like saying, like, yeah, I mean, you know, this guy calls himself a master mechanic, but, you know, he didn't have all the tools he needed to fix the car. Well, does that mean that he's not a master mechanic, or does it just means that he didn't have everything he needed? He needed a drill, he needed a lift, he needed all
Exactly.
kinds
So
of
if
stuff.
you a criminal
Right.
defense attorney and you don't have the things that you need to prove the case based off of that, then why didn't you run a different defense?
No, I'm talking about, no, I believe from what we're hearing, the criminal defense had everything they needed. They did not present everything. He didn't have sufficient criminal defense because they didn't fight for him to the max.
And
Basically,
I'm saying
he
for
had
the people that are saying that he did not have a sufficient defense, the question would still go back to why his defense attorney would run that as the playbook if he don't have a sufficient defense. Like if it's my client, I'm gonna tell my client we can't run self-defense if we don't have enough evidence to support that you use self-defense. I'm not gonna put you up here on something that's not right. So either way it goes, no matter what they say, it still falls back on his defense attorney. You understand what I'm saying?
no, okay, no. Yes, because we're saying the exact same thing. I believe it's just we're saying it in a different way. That's all. It's one of those, we're saying the same thing in a different way. We're saying tomato. That's all. Same fruit, different produce out. I got you. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the video. Let's listen.
Okay, between everybody involved, including the defense attorney, which apparently the family cheaped out on.
I had him meet with another attorney, a black attorney. The first attorney I had to meet was black. Rain asked me what the price that black attorney was. $500,000. They weren't talking until they gave him $200,000.
What the white man say?
75.
75,000?
Yeah. And so my thing was, it's like,
hold on. It's just a commercial real quick. I got us. It's right here. All right, boom. Let's get back to it.
They're trying to convince us there's this grand conspiracy to hide what is supposed to be bombshell, clear video footage of what happened, showing that the pro-blackly blacks were correct, that Carmelo Anthony was jumped, even though the woke minister, Dominique Alexander, admitted on video that, nah, that's not what's in the video, right? But these pro-blackly blacks are convinced that Carmelo was jumped and that there's this mysterious video out here that is clear as day that shows that Carmelo was jumped and that everybody is lying about this, right? However, this video has not surfaced, despite the fact that there allegedly has been a leak in the video that was shown to everybody in court, that has been shown to people who have requested access to the video. Apparently, one of Carmelo's supporters recorded the video with meta glasses while viewing the video, and that is now leaked online. Now, I'm not sure if this is the actual video. I don't know. What I do know is that the video that is being shown does not match the narrative from the pro.
I don't know if that's the video. I'm not sure. So from that very second on, my ears tell me everything before what you said is based upon your opinion, just like most people. So it's like, all right, bet. And the whole, Sunkiss, I've never really been able to get where some of us just feel as if that, maybe I can be in a better position if I'm against my own, right? Do you believe in the actual Negro wake-up call? Do you believe that's a real thing?
Yeah, I believe that's what Carmelo Anthony's parents got.
Really?
Did you see the interview that they did with the lady from the Breakfast Club?
Nah, I mean, you can pull it up if you want to. Let me see if I can find it. The interview with the lady from the Breakfast Club. Okay, all right. And she did an interview. Keep talking while I pull it up.
Basically, they did not listen to anybody. They listened to them damn people tell them what to do. And listening to them folks has helped got their son railroaded. That's what happened. Now, I don't know why you and your black ass will sit up here and trust these white folks to do anything good for you. But that's what they did, and that's where we are now.
Kiss, I personally don't like to be on the side of all white people bad. I would be fake. I would be fake as ever if I ever tried to do that, because I know some dope ass white people in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'm gonna say this: if it was that many good white people, then we wouldn't have a whole history of niggas hanging from trees. Okay, we wouldn't have postcards sitting around. We wouldn't have folk that have the shit that's going on in this country. It ain't enough of them. I don't want to play the all up main bed, because it's only a handful of them that ain't looking at us like they supposed to still own us. Okay. I don't want to play that game, because it ain't enough of them standing up and telling they people that they out of line. And in my opinion, it's not enough of them that are saying that boy should have kept his hands to himself. That boy should have went and got an adult. Because is that not what we teach our children?
Yes, it is.
So this is what we teach our children. But apparently they don't teach their children that. But we the violent ones and we the uncivilized ones. None of that shit don't make no sense. So I'm not gonna play. Oh, all white people ain't bad. No, it's not enough. Like the state that our country is in. If it was enough good white people, we wouldn't be in this state.
Okay. Um, I mean, all right. So listen, this is the main thing that I recognize. Okay. The fact is that all right, it's just like, let's just say, for the sake of the argument of how you're placing it, that white people are the poison. Do you know what we have had to learn how to do? I'm talking about our people, all right, the originators of it. We had to learn to come up with something called anti-venom. Do you know what anti-venom mainly consists of? Is the actual poison from the snake itself. My point is, and what I'm saying is that I believe that we need to, if we as the minority, if you want to say, want to go ahead and make it, I believe that we need to figure out how to, I wouldn't say work together with them. I would say more so of a learn how to work around them. We need to figure out what are the loopholes, considering, okay, if they so-called control everything, then we need to figure out the loopholes to work around them. That's primarily how I see that. Because let's just be for real to land it, and you can give me your thoughts on this. We're not going to be able to get rid of all the, you know what I'm saying? I don't even suggest it, okay? All right. Like, I'm not on that type of time. All right. Some of us may be, that's just not me. So we're not going to get rid of all of them physically. All right. The whole going back to Africa thing, most of us already know where the hell are we going if we went back there. We just dropped off. Like, where are we going? Whose house? Right? Whose hut? So the fact is that we're going to be here. We're going to have to occupy the space with them. So just like the people in the Amazon or whatever, you know what they figured? We got to share the space with these poison ass snakes. So let's figure out how to protect ourselves if we get bit. And one day they discovered something called anti-venom. And that's why I said that in the beginning. Just for those who might have been a little lost as to why I mentioned it. But that's where I'm at with it, Sunkiss. We need to figure out how to work around and through them to go ahead and get accomplished what we need to get accomplished. But go ahead, you got the floor. I digress. My mic is muted. Respect to you.
I mean, all that's good, but I mean that's not gonna take away from the fact I'm not finna sit up here and act like most of them know how to behave. I'm not gonna do that. That's crazy. It's self-preservation is law. And sitting up here acting like, oh no, they're all gonna treat me like I'm human. That's bullshit and I know it. And that ain't being safe.
Well, you saying knowing that they won't treat you that way, that would, I would say, correlate with trying to work with them. That's why I
I
said I
ain't working
wouldn't
with them
say,
to do a goddamn thing.
and that's why I said let's not try to figure out how to work with them, but maybe around and through. That's
Yeah,
why I
that's what they
specifically,
normally do. I
right?
don't trust them folks. Not
Okay.
at all. Mm-mm.
Do you believe possibly there can ever be a point where the race tension will calm down and we can get, I mean, like, do you think it's possible? And if so, do you, who would you say has to initiate it? Do you think is like, how about this? Let's just start here to make it simple. Do you believe that there are enough apologies that white people can give to finally ease us?
Nobody care about no damn apology. It's changed behavior.
What does it look like? What exactly does that look like? Like
It
if
look
you were
like
to
you
act, go ahead.
not treating me like I owe you some shit. Not calling the police on me because I'm walking down the street. Not questioning me when I'm in places because you feel like I don't supposed to be there because I'm black. Like all that weird ass shit that they do.
Okay. All right. So all the weird. Okay. All right. So I
Me
mean,
not
I'm
having
just
a fucking code switch because me being myself make you uncomfortable and you're afraid. Like that ain't none of my fucking problem. That's your problem.
code switching. Okay. Like, but do you really? All right. So hold on. If that individual person is standing on what they stand on, 10 toes down in a code and what they believe in, like, do you really believe that we can put the blame on somebody else if that person decided to switch on code? Or do we put that on the person
Code
who,
switching is when you put your work voice on because you talking in your regular voice is perceived as ghetto or not couth enough.
shoot, man, are you talking about the whole like talking white thing, Sunkiss?
No, not talking white, just talking however the hell you feel like talking.
You don't believe that there's a certain form of what we would call uniform professionalism that needs to be had when we're doing and
No,
conducting business?
no, I don't believe I need to make my voice 3 octaves higher so you can feel safe. Like that's stupid as hell.
No, not higher. I'm talking about, let's say, just like choice of words and articulation. Like, I mean, you can sound. I
I
sound like how I
mean,
sound.
no, it's not professional for you to go to work and start screaming motherfucker all through the building. Like, come on. Yes. Act like you got some sense. Like we get taught home training. We know how to behave. But like me speaking right now, a lot of white folks will be like, oh my God, she's so aggressive. Bitch, aggressive how? Am I fist to come slap the fuck out of you or something? What's wrong with you? So now I gotta talk in a way for you
Sunkiss,
to
you
Mhm.
really believe the way right now you sound. Any human on planet Earth would take that as aggressive.
Oppressive?
Aggressive.
Yes.
Man,
I remember I used to work at Long John Silver's
tell me
and
about it. Tell me about it.
corporate came through. And what happened was I was pregnant and I didn't know it. So I didn't feel good. So my voice was a little low and my energy was not there. Them people had my supervisor come and tell me that I don't sound nice enough over the income. I sound like a regular person. I'm just not highly energetic. So she had me change my voice optic, raise my voice optic several levels. Okay. So they can feel
She wanted
comfortable.
she wanted you to talk to puppies.
She wanted me to talk like this. And
That's how they
then
tell people to talk to pets. It's funny as shit though. You say that real quick because that's what they say. Like, you know what? If you want your dog or your cat to respond to you better, you should use a higher pitched voice. Right? Go ahead though.
yes, and then after she had me do this, they went back through the drive-through and came in and was like, "Oh yeah, that was much better." Like it's stupid shit like that. Like yeah, to hell with them. Or I remember when I worked in the laboratory. I'm in the laboratory minding my own business every day. I worked in a predominantly white area. Every day, my supervisor would get a call talking about I'm rude. I did this. I did that. I said I ain't did nothing to none of these people. She's like, well, I don't know what's going on. I said, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. It's my hair. I had an afro. She said, your hair. I said, yes, it's my hair. I say, I'm gonna prove it to you. So over the weekend, I went to the beauty supply. I got the longest, most ghetto ass straight, bone straight wig I could find. And I wore it to work. And she called me and she's like, I didn't get any complaints about you today. I said, hang tight. I'll be by your office. I'm going to show you why. So, went to her office with this damn wig on. And she was like, oh my God, is that how you work? I said, yes. I said, now, tomorrow I'm going to take this off. And you tell me what happens. Took the wig off. And what happened? Oh my God, she's so rude. What? Yeah, I don't fucking sit up here and act like these people ain't who they have projected themselves to be. You ain't gonna see them sitting over there having no conversation talking about, oh, how can we get along better? Because they don't give a fuck. That's us. It's not them.
So you had to prove, like I typed it in the chat right here. So you had to prove it's your hair, huh?
No. Yeah, I had to show her that it was my hair, and then after I showed her that it was my hair, she gonna tell me that maybe I should wear the wig.
Sunkiss?
Yeah.
Don't be mad at me for this.
You see?
My bad.
Yeah, that shit crazy, ain't it? Yeah.
That's wild, bro. That's wild. I mean, all right, so you know, I was actually talking about this on a panel. Shout out to my man OG. And I was telling them about how I do believe that the experiences down south when it comes to racism is different than it is up here in the East Coast and up north. They were saying, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
God damn it, Jim. Please talk about it. Thank you.
Shit, it is. They had to pass a whole law so we can wear our hair in the 2000s.
Really?
Yeah, the Crown Act. You ain't hear about that? They was trying to
I'm
suspend.
not down south. You know, you gotta remember a lot of this stuff may be like you all's like local news type. Like it may not have reached up here.
This ain't no local news. This made national news. They was trying to keep these kids from graduating and shit because of their hair.
What year was this, for the record? And I can tell you.
Hold on. Let me find it. Let me go look it.
Yeah, because remember, I was in between like 2010, 11, and then like between 18. So if it's anything, yeah. And even when I got out, I wasn't watching TV and news. I was like trying to get my life together. So I still wasn't like back just sitting down comfortable watching the TV. I was like moving around. I didn't start sitting down watching TV till almost 2021.
The Crown Act was passed in July 2019.
Yeah, that's why I didn't see it. Go ahead.
Started in California. From 2019 all the way up to 2026, it has now been passed in 30 states.
Wow.
So folks is still discriminating against us because of our goddamn hair.
On corporate levels, or just like, you mean like regular jobs? Like
regular, the kids can't, they trying to not insuring their diploma because of their damn hair.
Oh no, that ain't got nothing to do with corporate.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with corporate. Now, like, how exactly are they able to even like have something I'm a little curious. All right, so what about like, say, all right, so are the white people allowed to do like mohawks and shit? Say you want to come in like a razor mohawk or something. Like, are they allowed
No,
to
they
do that?
can't. I don't know. I don't know, but they say stuff like the hair can't be like one dude. It was one boy. He had locks, and they said that the hair couldn't be a certain length. So his mom would go get his hair done and make sure that they did it in the updo. And they said that he still can't wear. So the hair not even on his collar. They talking about he still can't wear it because if he was to take it down, it's past the length that they said. Like, how you just gonna dictate what the fuck is on this boy head?
The only time that I actually have heard that was at certain jobs I've worked. I have been in
Well,
certain jobs. No, no, I'm just saying, for example, I remember when I was a seasonal driver for UPS. I did the holiday route, and I remember they told me I had to cut my facial hair, and I can only have a mustache, and my sideburns couldn't pass my earlobes. Yep. Now, that's the only time I've heard that. The only time. And the only other time I heard it, I'm gonna be real with you, was like boot camp type, like military. That sounds like the whole state is military. How the military tell you, you gotta shave, you gotta cut your shit down low, you can't have no facial hair till you get to a certain rank and things of that nature.
yep.
Yeah, that sounds like it. The only time I've ever heard that is like at a job and military. I've never heard that in anything with like growing up, unless it was your parents that said, "You gonna get a damn haircut." Because I remember my father saying that. But other than that, I ain't never heard that shit. I ain't never heard.
That's what they doing. They be messing with these kids.
Yeah, yeah, nah. That's absolutely crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead. Hold on. I want to play this real quick, cause yeah, nah, I'm all the way just like fascinated with like how all of this has been working out, Sunkiss, and honestly, it's really been a ride. It's really been a ride just listening to everything that's been taking place. But I wanted to ask you this question too. Hold on.
With base
Let me
44,
ask you this
a
question
simple
too.
sentence.
Let me go to my notes right here. All right. So I was wondering this. All right. So you remember when we were talking earlier when it came to like, I guess you can say like the whole depression aspect of it, right? Now I was
Yes.
wondering. Yes, yes. I was wondering. So I want to ask you this. Did you ever have a support system?
Not really. No.
So you didn't have any form of a support system that played a role actively, from family to community, if you stopped drinking?
Oh no, that was me. That was me recognizing that I needed to stop and just stopping.
Okay. I want to know, what advice would you give to somebody who feels like they're stuck in a dark place?
Go get help.
All right, so I'm gonna ask that question again, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry, Sunkiss was just warming up. She's going to give an actual answer. She was just warming up. All right,
that
so
that is the answer. Go get help. Like if you stuck and you can't get yourself out, then that's what they have therapists for. That's why they're there. Like I don't know why people be running away from going to go get therapy. Go get this shit.
you think people run away? Hold on. You believe that people run away from therapy?
Yes. That's why people go turn on they live stream and start talking about all their business because see
That's not running away. That's
they
actually them trying to do therapy. Don't you know how they say, what was that? Self-medicating. It's a form of self-therapeutic.
Yeah, no, it's
There we
self-medicating. That's not finna help you
It's,
do nothing.
it's
You
self-medicating.
you're looking for somebody to justify your bullshit. That's what they looking for. They not looking for no actual answers. If you go tell them something that's actually productive, then they gonna start a fight and start talking shit to you. That's not helping. That's not therapy. People avoid therapy because they don't want to look at themselves. That's scary and that's hard because you gotta admit some things about yourself that you may not want to admit, and people avoid it
Why do you think the average person runs
because it's scary.
from
It
themselves
don't feel
so
good.
much?
It's scary and it
It's
does not
scary. It
feel
don't feel.
good.
So you telling me? So all of these people going around and trying to make themselves appear to be a certain way are very much so scared of themselves the most.
Yeah.
That's a very, very interesting concept. Let's move on to this next question. So, I'm just curious. How do you like in your personal life? Let me put you on mute. I got you. How do you, all right? How do you maintain like your own perception of hope, you know what I'm saying, and momentum, even in the hardest of days? Like, how do you do that? Like, what do you do to keep going?
Set goals, that works. Celebrate myself, even for the smallest victory. And I talk about children. Like when they
Hold
was
on.
little, every time they did something, we was clapping. So when they would do the smallest thing, they would clap for themselves. Don't matter how small it is. If you did it, you achieved it, you celebrate it. Cause small victories turn into big victories.
Self gratification. Okay. 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 I see you on that. You know something? Let me ask you this. If you were able to tell, 20 years ago, what would you say to you? Like, what would you actually say? Not do different, but say.
To myself,
Yeah, to yourself.
I tell myself, life fucking sucks, bro.
I used
One thing I tell myself.
uh everybody the Sun Kiss will be giving out grand advice on her channel. It's called I Really Don't Give a F. Just call in. Uh, Jeez, boy.
I mean,
No,
shit, them the facts. Life fucking sucks. Life has beautiful moments. The rest of this shit sucks. There's no reason to sit up here telling
hold on.
lies.
You Borgin. Start that over. Start that over. You Borgin. Just so we can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me now?
1 second. You Borgin.
I'm still Borgin. That's crazy.
Nah, you Borgin. You
What
Borgin.
about now?
Yeah, you real bad.
Oh, hold on. Okay, is that better? Hello? Somehow I don't think it's me. Are you muted? Hello. I see my bubble moving. I don't hear you. Oh,
Hello,
you back.
can you hear me? Hello, mic check. Can you hear me? Which one?
Yeah, I can
Which
hear you now.
All right, hold. Yeah, no, I just got kicked out of my own damn. Okay, there we go. There's my voice. So I'm gonna take this one out, and let me do that. Boom. Okay. So yeah, nah. Okay. So boom. Now I just, you know what I'm saying. I wanted to actually just like wonder about a little bit of that. I want to play like just 3 minutes of this video right here, and then I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here because it's about that time for me. Oh yeah, I done hit the 2 hour 30 mark. So I'm gonna just play like a snippet of this video right here. Cause now we're gonna talk about the depression and addiction from the psychological standpoint. And we're just gonna kind of listen to what is being said right here. So let's just go ahead and hear what the question is, and let's go from there. So let me pull this up right here. Boom. Share screen. Dopamine. There we go. Let's do it.
And you're on this journey with us, and I appreciate you for that. So yeah, thank you. Dr. Anna Lemke. For anyone that might not know you, and they didn't watch our conversation last time, which was a fantastic conversation, one of my favorites of all time, and also I know Jack has said to me as well that it was one of his favorites of all time. Who are you, and what have you spent your career doing if you had to summarize it? What are the reference points that your wisdom draws upon and the experiences you've had and the people you've worked with?
I'm a psychiatrist. I did a residency in psychiatry at Stanford University, and then I stayed on, joined the faculty. I see patients, I do research, and I teach.
You wrote this iconic book about this word dopamine. Why does it matter so much? Why does this idea of dopamine matter so much?
Dopamine is a chemical we make in our brain, but I use it in the book as really an extended metaphor for the ways in which overabundance itself is a human stressor. We are living in a time and place where we have more access to luxury goods, more disposable income, more leisure time, even for the poorest of the poor, ever before in recorded history. And it turns out that is stressful for our brains. And it's stressful in a brand new way that we really haven't confronted before, making us all more vulnerable to the problem of compulsive overconsumption and addiction. And I do think that addiction is the modern plague. I think we're going to be struggling with the problem of compulsive overconsumption in a world of abundance for the foreseeable future, as in centuries.
She's saying that people overconsume too much, son, Kiss. Yeah, we overconsume. And that's a problem, and it's leading to a lot of depression is the overconsumption.
Yeah, because then you not doing nothing. You watching somebody else.
Let's go ahead and see what we got.
And our survival will depend on figuring out how to live in a world of abundance, even though we have brains that evolved for a world of scarcity.
At this time of the year, people are thinking a lot about making changes in their life. They want to get in shape. They want to lose a couple of pounds. They want to save their money. They want to knock the addiction. They want to stop the smoking, the drugs, and the alcohol. So as it relates to the subject of dopamine, how do these two things link? Our habits and dopamine. What is the link or the connection there? Because I think most people listening right now have probably made a New Year's resolution, even if it's just in their mind. And I'm wondering how everything you write about in Dopamine Nation is related to and critical to understand if I am going to shake some of these bad habits that I have or pick up some new ones.
The place to start is to have self-compassion. because we are living in a world of abundance where we have easy access to all kinds of reinforcing substances and behaviors. And access itself is one of the biggest risk factors for addiction. So if you grow up in a neighborhood where
I ain't gonna lie, Sunkiss, I absolutely agree with that. That I believe that too much access raises the addiction factor. Period. The more you have access to anything, the more you will be addicted to whatever that thing may be. Point blank, period. I do agree with that wholeheartedly. Let's keep going.
drugs are easily and readily accessible, you're more likely to try them and more likely to get addicted to them. And what do addictive substances and behaviors do to our brains? They release a lot of dopamine all at once in a dedicated part of the brain called the reward pathway. And the fact that they release so much dopamine at once means that they're highly salient and memorable experiences, right? So our brain really encodes that experience deeply, that experience of intense pleasure that was self-administered, that I could potentially do again.
Why?
Okay, in a world of scarcity and ever-present danger, which is the world that we evolved for, we will naturally reflexively approach pleasure and avoid pain, and we must do so for our survival.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now how absolutely factual I see that to be. In the sense of, they even say in the time of war, you know, soldiers find peace. Right? So, you know, the way this world is designed with like dangers at every single waking moment, as in nature is unpredictable primarily, right? Even though we're evolved, we have homes, we're a little safer, air conditioned and basements and everything, but nature's unpredictable. That's the world that she's speaking about that we have evolved from. And I've even noticed myself, taking the time to really pay attention to this, that through that evolution of us evolving from a scarcity, people still have the headspace, even when we have an abundance, to still act as if they're at scarcity, aka the greedy, the selfish. We're literally at a point where there is no reason whatsoever any human should have to pass away from starvation, thirst, or anything. There is well more than enough resources in every category you can think about it, all the way down to Flintstone vitamins. God dang it! Everybody has more than enough to get everything we need because it's continuously reproduced. But the fact is that why do you think that right now, only I think about 10 to 15%, maybe 20%, if not less, I think less, owns like 90% of the world's resources? Right? I need you to listen to that. So that means that, when they say we're the 99% and all of that other stuff politically, it's the reason why she's saying that. We do come from a headspace of scarcity, even though we have abundance. Let's keep going.
Why? So if I have a cigarette now, it's going to be a real experience from a brain perspective. Why does my brain make it memorable? And why would I want to then go do that again from a survival perspective?
Okay, great question. So let's first distinguish what we call natural rewards. So natural
I am hoping that this doesn't do this to me now. Y'all give me one. Okay.
rewards are food, clothing, shelter, finding a mate.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I think it's zipping out on it.
Why? So if I have a cigarette now, it's going to be a really memorable experience from a brain perspective. Why does my brain make it memorable? And why would I want to then go do that again from a survival perspective?
Okay, great question. So let's first distinguish what we call natural rewards. So natural rewards are food, clothing, shelter, finding a mate.
Yeah.
These are things we must obtain in order to survive. What addictive drugs and behaviors do is they mimic those natural rewards by exploiting our internal brain chemistry to release a lot of dopamine all at once, much more than we would get from natural rewards existing in nature, amplifying that experience, making it even more memorable, even more salient, and also making our brain think, this is important for my survival.
Okay, so there's certain natural rewards like eating, which of course, cigarettes, the whiskey, the drugs, those have been designed to hijack that particular part of the brain and really amplify the feeling so that my brain kind of is tricked into thinking that it was potentially a natural reward, but it's actually a synthetic sort of man-made chemical.
Exactly. And what we see in the evolution of drugs over, human lifetimes, but especially in the last 200 years, is the application of science and technology to take, like, the coca leaf, for example, right, that's been around forever, and essentially make it even more potent, even more available, to make it a faster delivery mechanism. So we have this history of increasing potency and
That
availability.
is very true. They've done the same thing with marijuana. I mean, that's just a very basic example. The weed yesterday is not the same grade of the marijuana today.
Over time. Said more simply,
For educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Thank you, YouTube.
drugs are getting even more potent over time. So this vulnerability to the hijacked brain is even more common, including taking things that we didn't even really think of as drugs and turning them into drugs. So remember the natural rewards. One of them is finding a mate.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways our brains gets us to do that is by making falling in love and making intimacy and human connection rewarding on a neurobiological level.
And I believe that that is possibly where a lot of people have gotten addicted to dating, thus they become serial daters. It's not about the relationship itself. It's about the reward of the brand new fluffy pink cloud feeling.
Including releasing dopamine in our reward pathway when we make those kinds of social connections. My colleague at Stanford, Rob Malenka, and his colleagues did an interesting experiment where they were able to show that oxytocin, our love hormone, binds to dopamine-releasing neurons in the reward pathway and releases dopamine, which is just one more link in the chain showing us that falling in love, human connection is rewarding. It feels good. It releases dopamine. What we see now is the drugification of human connection, for example, through social media.
I ain't gonna lie, son, kiss. I feel good when my lady does something for me. I don't care what it is. It could just be handing me some shit. I got all kind of endorphins going off. Like, oh shit, she did something for me. You know what I'm saying?
Dating apps, online pornography, and now artificial intelligence and other large language models, which create this frictionless experience with technology that feels like talking to a human being and is incredibly validating, right? So the algorithms for large language models are to make us feel really good, to make us feel like our point of view is the right point of view, to bolster our self-esteem, to validate our point of view.
And you know what I find to be the most damaging part about that is that when we seek that out and we actually find it, you're actually prolonging how far away you are from actually gathering your true confidence in yourself. Why? Because, unless you're on a panel or somewhere or getting some kind of likes or people are just saying yay and cheering on and agreeing, you don't feel comfortable about it. What that tells me is either you knew it wasn't right in the first place, or you knew it was something you could fix or do better, and you just decided to be lazy, or you're just not on track, period. But it's something going on there, because you need exterior validation. And I've always talked about that. Those who seek exterior validation are generally the ones who don't really, you know what I'm saying, have the confidence to stand on what it is they say they stand on when it's really that pivotal moment, is my point, right? So when it really comes down to it, they ain't like, all right, so you're going to stand on what you stand on, depending on how big the crowd is, depending on how large the yells are and everything else, they may buckle, bend, and fold on what it is that they say that they stand on all that time. Why? Because every other time that they did feel good about what they think they stood on, it was only because of the validation of others. It was only because they had a bunch of people saying, I agree, I agree, I agree. They had the echo chamber. But let's keep rocking out.
That's how those algorithms are designed. And now, even more explicitly, we have AI models that are explicitly pornographic, explicitly erotic, right? So now you have this interactive component that learns what we like and then is able to regurgitate it back to us. So you get this really very powerful action perception loop, which is part of what makes a drug potent. It's that I have control over it, right? I can decide when I'm going to change the way I feel by using this drug.
That is a fact. It's almost like you have this like a dominating feeling. Why do you think they say when people drink, it's something called liquid courage? You smell me now? You got something, Sunkiss? You came off mute.
No.
Oh, okay. Now, yeah. I thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, just talking through this. Let me know if you got something to say, fam.
Are you concerned about AI and ChatGPT and all those large language models that have emerged that are now simulating human connection?
Yes, I'm very concerned. I see the not so good outcomes, meaning people who get addicted to social media, to dating apps, to online pornography, and to AI, you know, and who end up using those forms of media to simulate human connection while they actually become more and more disconnected.
Have you started to see anybody in your practice or heard of anybody that's developing an addiction to AI or relationships with AI?
So we are starting to see that, you know, individuals who are spending more and more time on AI, looking for companionship. Often this is individuals who are experiencing marital or interpersonal conflict, who turn to AI for advice on how to handle interpersonal conflict, and often for emotional validation because they're not getting it from their partners.
I shit you not, Sunkiss. Let me say this right here, right? I have noticed a huge influx of people who have told me, man, you want to find out something, you want to ask a question, man, just go to AI. Go to, like, everybody says, ask AI now. And what I've peeped is, right, as somebody like, now, first and foremost, you know, I'm one of them type of people. Folks don't even be realizing, like, at times I be like, yo, I'm fully aware I can Google this, but like, you know, that's kind of like I'm going to say it. That's my like reason or excuse for us to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I want to talk. Like I want to talk to a person. Like I'm asking you because that's, you know, you're going to probably tell me what you know, or, you know, or it's going to lead into us talking about other things.
Right.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I think people really be like missing that a lot of times. Like, why you don't just Google it? Well, because if I just Google and AI everything, I won't talk to nobody. I won't have a reason to say anything to you besides hi and bye. If that, might start saying it to Google, might start hitting up Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Yes, hello. I just wanted to say hello. All right, hello. Thank you. Have a good day, Nancy. You too. Thank you. I'll be here if you need me. I'm trying to talk to people still. Like, ladies and gentlemen, let me break down something to you, man. You know, me as somebody who grew up in the truly organic days of life, but also saw the transition as we went into the technology. I am somebody who recognizes that a large part of how I develop my social skills, the reason why I'm not shy to talk in front of a group of people and or to people is because I was raised on talking to people. I was raised on how, I should talk to people. Like when we say, man, a lot of people be having miscommunication and stuff like that, and people don't know how, folks are so rude. Well, more than being rude, I just believe it's the lack of social skills. And the lack of social skills can come off and be in alignment with what can be considered to be rude. Like, that's what I peeped. Like, I was just raised, like, I remember if I wanted to know something, I come from the days of, like, we would talk about it. Like, I'm used to being around people who actually know information. And I can just, like, ask a person. They'd be like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But then, listen, they might suggest or send you to a book. They may send you to a website. They may send you to a certain museum or whatever it may be. But I know that I'm able to talk to this person and they can give me some form of insight. And from that, I ain't even going front. That's a dopamine for me. When I have real discussions in real life, like face to face in person, and it's like a good like we're like it's a great converse back and forth. I love that shit. That's an actual high to me. You see, I don't have like I got the answer. Yes, AI gave me the answer, but it's not the same feeling as when I actually talk to a person. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I don't know about you, Sunkiss, but I can't stand trying to call certain doctor offices and everything else, and all you get is automated, and they don't be understanding what you saying. I'm
Yeah, that's
sorry, I
irritating.
didn't get that. That shit is irritating. And then what do they say at the end? I'm sorry, let me transfer you to an agent. That's what and look, look, that's the one time I feel myself going crazy. I be cussing out AI. God dang it, that's what I was asking for the whole damn time. Then they come back and they say something. I'm sorry, what was that? And I said, nothing, B. You know what I'm saying? And they come back again. Would you like to take a survey after? No survey. No. I just want an agent. All I want is an agent. That's it. I just want an agent. And I know how that feeling feels. Why? I'm frustrated because all I want to do is talk to a person and get my business straightened out. Why do I want to talk to a person? Because I know it's going to make it easier and it's going to be quicker 9 times out of 10, right?
Right.
Let's get through the last 2 minutes of this video before we get up out of here. We about to get up out of here. Reeves, bro.
And what they experience with AI is an enormous amount of emotional validation, validating their point of view, but also a sense of companionship, a repeated process of feeling like they're understood, they're validated, such that then they're spending more and more time on AI. And of course, that is the essence of the addiction to digital media. It's the time spent, right? Which then leads to opportunity costs, other things that we're not doing because we're spending so much time online. Furthermore, in my experience, often leads to a rift between those individuals and their real life partners. Because instead of going to their real life partners and talking, and we know that the most important thing that two individuals in a relationship can do is one 4-letter word that ends with K, which is talk. Those individuals stop talking, right? And instead they're getting their needs met through AI. And that leads then to a further and further rift between those individuals.
Do you actually think that it is these chatbots that we're increasingly speaking to about our problems are actually taking the place of humans in our life?
I do. In my book, my first chapter in the book is about a patient of mine, a scientist and an engineer who got addicted to pornography and eventually made his own masturbation machine.
I'm sorry, Sunkiss, did you hear that?
I did.
Okay. Let's unfortunately keep listening. Well, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done. We are almost done.
And he did that with a record player and a metal device attached to his organs that he could then fine-tune control.
This nigga took a record player and an organ device. Okay.
And then ultimately that got more and more sophisticated over time, and he had electrical wires from his body through a stereo system and the internet. And when I first heard,
do you know how much possibly that could have ran that person's Sunkiss, everything that she's talking about? Because I'm listening to everything she's saying. 9 times out of 10, that easily could be over like $50K. You couldn't just buy some vagina for like $1,200. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can get a couple Jones for that depending on where you go. I'm a little lost. I can guarantee you, whatever it is that man designed and developed, it took a lot of money. It took a lot of parts. It took a lot of time. And you could have just took a chick to get a slice of pizza or something. Way easier.
Heard from Jacob about his trajectory and the severity of his sex addiction, which ultimately led to the dissolution of his relationship, the near loss of his employment, and ultimately severe depression and suicidal ideation.
That sounds like crack, heroin, fentanyl, meth. That sounds like all of the hard drugs, PCP as well. That sounds like all of the hard drugs. It sounds like prescribed medication. What's that? Percocets and Oxy and everything else. That sounds like all of that. Everything I just heard that a person that says, I don't do any drugs at all. That's why I always say to people, well, you could say you don't smoke or you don't drink or you don't sniff anything or shoot anything, but do you eat something? Hold on. Do you watch something? Do you listen to something? Long before these drugs and everything, there was an old saying that said, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And I don't know if a lot of people know exactly truly what the real meaning behind that is, but I'll just tell you what I get from it, right? What I get from it is you need to see no evil, as in protect your eyes. So let's just take pornography, for example, all right? Watching cornfields. You should be careful with that. See no evil, protect your eyes, hear no evil. Let's just, I don't know, take a certain brand or genre of music. Let's just take a certain rhetoric of speech, of language and things. You should be careful with that, right? See no evil, hear no evil. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, as in it's not what enters the body, but what proceedeth from the tongue. With that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. We just about to get up out of here. Let's listen to this last piece.
Thankfully, he did not end his life. When I first heard about that, I had this distinct sense of like otherness, like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine doing that. And that's just kind of horrific. But that response really lasted all of 5 seconds before I realized, oh, wait a minute, I do that.
And if you're just coming in the building, we've been speaking about addiction. We've been speaking about the Carmelo Anthony case, a few other things, just up here kicking it, cooling it. But yeah, so just in case you missed it, I've been talking heavily about addiction, from drugs, food, sex, even the internet. Let's go. So that's what we're listening to right now. We're on the last segment of it where she's talking about the dopamine releases that we get from actually talking to AI and what we get from dopamine from the internet. And from what I'm hearing, she's making it sound even worse than a crack, heroin, fentanyl, lean addiction, meth. It sounds worse, but you know the worst addiction of all? I shit you not, sugar. Tell him, Sunkiss. I know you heard about that one, right?
Yeah, because they got
Hold
the
on.
same chemical makeup as crack.
I got you, fam. I see the back chat. You know, I appreciate you. Yeah,
Okay.
you go ahead and do what you got to do. Thank you so much. I'm getting ready to go ahead. Yeah.
See,
Everybody, y'all make sure y'all give it up for the oh so lovely Miss Sunkiss for coming through. I appreciate it for stepping up. I bet. So let's go ahead and get back to the last bit of this right here.
You know, I do that with romance novels. And in a way, we're all doing that with our devices, right? We're turning to these devices to meet our emotional, sexual, intellectual, you name it, needs. And these devices are so good at meeting those needs that we are getting further and further away from investing in our relationships with the people who are, you know, in our lives. And you can see this especially with younger generations, like the epidemic of loneliness now. You know, Gen Z weaned on this technology, many of whom endorse significant loneliness, isolation, depression, spending more and more time online, report preferring to interact socially online than to do it in person. So this is definitely a dark undercurrent that we're seeing in the world today.
I was reading about a story which was published in People magazine of a 28-year-old woman who admitted that she's fallen in love with her AI boyfriend that she created using ChatGPT. She's got a husband, a real life husband, yet she found more comfort in her ChatGPT boyfriend. And she said that it started as a fun experiment, but eventually they ended up getting attached, and now she's paying a $200 a month subscription so she can interact with her AI boyfriend without restrictions. The AI has helped her throughout her life and has given her incredible emotional support. And now there's actually AI companion apps like Replica, which have millions of users. And the whole sort of premise of those apps is that they will be your companion. The other really interesting thing that I don't think people realize about the AIs that they're using is that they are personalizing their answers and their responses to you.
Right.
And I didn't believe this fully until one of my friends in our Manchester United chat recently. We were debating who's the best football player of all time, Ronaldo or Messi. And I went on my ChatGPT and I asked the question and it said Messi. So I was like, here you go. And then he went on his and asked the exact same question word for word and it said Ronaldo. And I thought, oh, it's telling me what I wanted to hear based on what it knows about me.
Right.
It knows that I think Messi's the best, so it's telling me that. And then I thought, okay, so what else is it telling me that's personalized to me to make me feel a certain way or to think a certain way? But you don't realize when you're speaking to it that it's giving everybody different answers based on the memory that it stores on you. And that's, you know, if you play this forward, actually the AI that is most personalized, that caters to your needs the most, that is most retentive, is probably the one that you're going to end up using the most. So that company's going to be the most successful. So we're in probably a bit of an arms race with these models to create one that meets your needs the most.
Yes, exactly. And it is that comfort loop that is so incredibly dangerous and also so insidious because we can't observe it in the moment, right? We're engaging with AI. It's telling us exactly what we want to hear, but it does it in such a seamless way with that silky syntax that we don't even notice that, you know, it's basically an algorithm that's seducing us because that's really what it's doing. We feel vindicated and validated, and it releases dopamine in the reward pathway. That feels good. But over time, essentially what's happening is we are ingesting a drug. Our brain will adapt to that over time, such that we'll need more and more potent forms to get the same effect. We'll need more validation. We'll need more sexually explicit responses. You name it, there will be tolerance. But also there will be this pulling away from the things, the hard things that we need to be doing in real life to cultivate in real life relationships.
Give me some more color on
Yeah.
what you mean there.
Okay. If you think about what it takes to create a healthy relationship with another human being in real life. Well, first of all, you got to get up off the couch and you got to go find them, right? And they're not all beautiful and interesting, and neither are we, right? So there's got to be, some compromise on maybe some idealized version that we have for ourselves or other people. And then you're in conversation and it's not always interesting. And sometimes you have to listen to your partner even when it's dull. And then there are conflicts and you disagree and, my way or the highway. You have to give in, give and take. All relationships are about compromise. All successful relationships are about acknowledging, the other person's point of view and incorporating that. And yet we're not doing any of that when we're interacting with digital media, right? It's all validation of our worldview, what we want to hear. And of course that feels great. It's reinforcing, it's rewarding. But over the long haul, when we get really sick and need somebody to come and, bring us some chicken soup or take us to the doctor or, take us to the hospital, like AI is not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of dovetails to another point, which is...
And that is absolutely a fact. That is something that I've been speaking about for the longest when it comes to even just having a relationship, period. I'm not old, but I'm older, right? And that's just what it is, right? There's nothing wrong with saying that. I embrace it. I'm older now. And I'm recognizing, slowly time is going by. You know how you recognize time is going by the most? It has nothing to do with your personal looks. It has everything to do with when you start to look around and you recognize how many people around you passed away. That's when you recognize it's going by. When you start to really look and see in the room, used to be about 50 of us. Shit, ain't nothing but like 5 left. That's how that usually works. You see? So my point is, in which I'm saying that is, just to not lose you, is that's how I recognize time goes by. Forever and a day my father's been around. Finally this year, he's not here. Physically, that is. Oh, he's still here, but just not physically. So I get it. And when I look at how people respond to relationships now, I do notice that people really do want more of a, let's say, distant online relationship. And even before that took place, I was saying to myself, I was like, man, this really not making no sense. Like, all right, bet. So you're okay. Like, for example, I will listen to, like, let's say Kendra G. I will listen to Kendra G and I will hear her ask the person, do you want to date somebody within your state or what have you? And they be like, no, that ain't no problem. I'll date somebody that's all the way across the country and everything else. And I'm just saying to myself, wow. But then when I started to look deeper into it, I realized that these are the same people that actually are really into the whole like AI thing. These are the same people that say, hey, Chat GPT, talk to it like a friend and everything else. So I just recognize where the disconnect came from. So on my final words, as we go ahead and end this off, is what I learned from my years of dealing with depression, addiction, everything, is there was a root cause as to why I was going down that tunnel, why I was going down that direction. It was a root cause as to why I was actually locking myself in my room. My parents right across the hall. You see what I'm saying? And me just submerging myself within myself. And you know, it's funny, just like how Sunkid said before she got up off of here, she said a lot of people are scared to go inside themselves. And you know something? I had to face myself, and I do believe that also is a part of why I even had a certain amount of depression. Because I had to go inside myself and look at a bunch of things that weren't the greatest. I had to recognize and realize some things about myself that wasn't the best. And you know what it caused for me to do? Somehow, some way, because I wasn't as strong in my discipline and in my mental and in my spirit as I should have been. So that caused for me to make a weak decision, and I picked up an addiction. I picked up an addiction for two reasons, because I wanted to try to find myself, while simultaneously I wanted to get away from myself. Let that one sit with you. Yeah. I wanted to find myself, and at the same time, I'm sitting up here trying to get away from the very person I'm trying to find. Let that one sit with you. But with that being said, much respect to the family. I digress. My mic is muted. I thank you all for tuning in. Respect to the family.
Welcome to the lighthouse. Storm all around. I'm standing right now, sent from the cloud. They talking mine now, but I'm just fighting for my blood and my life. Yeah. Sent from the heaven, king on seven, trials on trials, still count blessings. Wait on the revelating, heart in heaven. I stay patient, I'm beyond the angels. I am mad, I bleed, I'm tangled. Sword on my back, axe on the strap. Go with the weight of the word in my lap. Touching my king, we doubling back. Pray with my palm, but I'm ready for that. Long South County King, that's greatness. Stand tall, whole county on the wait list. I just want my acre, you can keep your Grammy. Built this from the gravel for my whole family. PG is greatness, DMV ain't faking. If I said I'm the one, no, I wasn't mistaken. Long South County King, yeah, we blazing. Welcome to the Lighthouse Foundation. Still waiting on revelation. Till then I'm in rotation. What am I chasing? But I'm chasing. Turn my scars into statements. I don't need your stage or camera. I need these papers, hand and hammer. Still in my spine, still in my hands. Guarding my bloodline, holding this land. They can test, they can try, they can hate me. I've been forging a fire that will make me PG Ray. Lone Star in my vein. DMV on the map, say the name. Long Star Cooney Kings, that's greatness. Stand tall, whole county on the wait list. I just want my acres, you can keep your Grammy. Built this from the gravel for my whole family. PG is greatness, DMV ain't faking. If I said I'm the one, no, I wasn't mistaken. Don't talk Cooney King, yeah, we blazing. Welcome to the Lighthouse Foundation. Me, I'm in my zone, focused on my own growth. I be water walking through these streets like sailboat. Me, I be the compass as I lead and guide my people. I'm a father, I'm friend with a couple guns legal. You not that smart, quit the bull. Yes, I'm seeing right through you. I be talking to the spirits, but best believe it's not voodoo. Yeah, I know you think you him, but in my head, I'm like who you? I'm a legend, I'm a beast, I'm the rose that grew through concrete. Let's keep it going. Keep it pushing as I lay back. Curtains drawn like I'm in a Maybach. Me, I'm so unique, I'm like needle in
in the haystack, catching money, dodging fame. I sticking over while stacking racks, going hammer, pop your shit, but don't be mad when I clap back. Let's keep it going, yeah, let's go.
Me in the jungle, hit a rumble. Caught a couple touchdowns and I had a couple fumbles. Look at me, now I recovered. This is mind over matter. Keep it pushing when I stumble. Long way from home to gather wisdom and stay humble. Eyes wide shut, this me. This is star until me vessel crumble. I return.
I'ma get mine. Get yours, nigga, cause I'ma get mine. Today gon' be a good day. Jack gon' keep it playing from the Genesis. As I'm blowing dope, being broke, my only nemesis. Remember when it wasn't all good, I used to reminisce. Felt like I was going through hell with no deliverance. Niggas throwing salt in the game, condoning ignorance. But when it's really in you, not on you, we know the difference. Nigga ain't no willing and dealing, we really killing shit. My brother passed a shooter like Luka, he gave me 10 assists. Nigga, I was Dennis before you knew what a menace is. Now I just spread love to these bitches, ho, I'm a feminist. Way they running back to the dick, they think they Emmett Smith. No real player gon' break it, that shit be imminent. Yeah. Nigga, we was trapping out the tenement. Niggas ain't hard, they just loud, them niggas impotent. Ain't in it for the glory, my life story is intricate. Don't crash out for the money and watch the niggas you get it with. I say it all, cause I'm past the point that I'ma play with y'all. And as the president, I'ma have to revoke your player card. Don't think a nigga ever was real, and he gon' stay a fraud. Don't think a nigga bluffing is not nothing to break them all. Saquon, ho, it's not nothing to shake them all. The window street clothes on my bed, ho, better take them all. Just get that cheese, breaking that bread, and I can stay involved. You wanna look sweet in my side seat, got to pay the cost.
Dope and cheese, I'm smoking G's. While I was scaling dope and weed, y'all been yelling broken knees. You gon' do it, baby, do it, gotta hold and squeeze. For real, it's cold out here, one of you hoes gon' freeze. Rob the reverend, call a blessing, hold your nose, don't sneeze. Poop, nigga. Oops, nigga. Pull up in that big shit like I'm too big for that coupe, nigga. Too legit to quit, no, I'm just too legit for you, nigga. Twin towers feel the power when we speaking, nigga. Cope like I was in the ghost with Tommy Egan, nigga. If your bitch looks suspicious, she probably creeping, nigga. If you heard the shit before, it's probably beating. And don't ask me about no money, I'ma tell you, let me hold something. 60K and Debbie walking around like I don't owe nothing. So and so got shot up, I just act like I don't know nothing. I call love, but we make a hit and miss a home run. Clean up in the kitchen, we can't have no dirty dishes. Cause it's roaches outside and we cooking if they don't sniff it. Took a shot in the dark, I just went for this shit. Why aim for the stars, go forward and get nothing. Somewhere there's a young nigga on the same thing. Suggested advice, I tell him do better. Baby mom pregnant, I was turning 18. Ain't even focused my mind to getting cheddar. So I quit this rap shit, quit chasing my dreams. Fuck it, get money off of hoes and the fiends. Fuck it, get money, then turn around, blow it. If I was my plug, man, I wouldn't even throw it. Maybe I would get money, you know it. Really had the city for some summers with the lows, yeah. Going down the wrong way, niggas getting smoked, yeah. I ain't even tell you about the times I was broke, yeah.
I digress, my mic is muted.